If I were a rich man, live in a penthouse in a room with a view. And if I were handsome, no way it could happen. Most dreams do come true. I wouldn't have nothing if I didn't have you. Wouldn't have nothing if I didn't have. Wouldn't have nothing if I didn't have. Wouldn't have nothing. Can I tell you something? For years I have envied. You agree with it. Your grace and your charm. Everyone loves you, you know. Yes, I know. But I must admit it, big eye, you always come through. I wouldn't have nothing if I didn't have you. You and me together, that's how it always should be. One without the other don't mean nothing to me. Nothing to me. Yeah, I wouldn't be nothing if I didn't have you.
Hello, fellow monsters, and welcome to Act for One Life's second virtual reading. My name is Theodore Mayhall. I'm an Instagrammer and content creator. To those who are back with us again or are joining us for the first time, we can't thank you enough for being here, having fun with us, and for taking the time to listen about some really important causes. We are so excited to be doing this reading of the movie of Monsters, Inc. in support of some incredible children's charities. And we're ecstatic and thankful to have guest speaker Mary Gibbs, who played the original voice of Boo in all of the movies. She'll be joining us later on in the intermission, so please make sure you stick around. For those who don't know, Act for One Life is a community of actors who come together every few months to read a film script in support of things that need our dire help. It's a chance where we get to express creatively while supporting causes that we're passionate about, and by making them easily accessible to our audience by the simple click of a button. So at any time during this reading, we encourage you to click that link in our bio to learn more. Even if you're unable to donate to one of the charities, there are so many ways you can help. Just by learning or sharing about these awesome causes, it creates more awareness than we had yesterday, and that's huge. As we all know, children are the future, and it's so important to take the time and learn how we can make that future brighter by helping those children in need.
Hi, I'm Silver Winter, and I have had 9 surgeries, and I want to be an actor when I grow up, and I'm an RP warrior.
Today, we highly encourage you to donate, share, or learn more about the following organizations, and we're going to go through a few of them. Firstly, Save the Children. It's a nonprofit organization that helps billions of children in the US and around the world by sponsoring and helping those children who are experiencing emotional and physical abuse, neglect, sexual exploitation, deprivation, and hunger. They also help by giving children proper education and healthcare to make sure they're not only protected, but are thriving. Secondly, Child Find of America, a national charitable organization that provides professional social services to prevent and resolve child abduction. They assist in helping families and caseworkers locate missing children while making sure they return them to safe environments. Thirdly, the Ronald McDonald House of Charities, an organization that seeks to create, find, and support programs that directly improve the health and well-being of children. They are most known for their Ronald McDonald Houses, which provides a home away from home for families of seriously ill children receiving treatment at a nearby hospital. They also provide a room in many hospitals that allow a positive, fun, and relaxing environment for the child. And lastly, the Children's Health Fund, an organization that supports 25 medical programs that bring quality healthcare and social support to under-resourced communities all over the US. They help children through educational initiatives, healthcare, health insurance, disaster relief programs, and policy advocacy for millions of kids across the nation. And last but certainly not least, we have special guest speaker Kim McKellen, the president of RRPF, to talk about RRP, an illness where children will need to undergo sometimes over hundreds of surgeries into adulthood to remove tumors in their airways so they can breathe. Thank you so much, Kim, for being here.
Thank you, Act One for Life, for having us. First, hello to everyone who has joined today's Monsters Incorporated production. Morgan, you are a superstar. As it was introduced, I'm Kim McClellan, president of the Recurrent Respiratory Papillomatosis Foundation. I'm also a patient diagnosed at the age of 5. This disease settles on the airways of children, blocking their airway. Right now, we don't have an FDA-approved pharmaceutical, so surgery is the only treatment. Like you just heard, many of our children have surgical counts into the hundreds over the course of their lifetime. These amazing children grow up without the voice our society considers normal. Sadly, so many of our RRP children grow up being bullied because of their voice. And so often that carries over into their adulthood, affecting their relationships, affecting their careers, and often resulting in job loss. It's terrible to live in a world where your voice is often the first impression someone has and not have a voice that's considered normal. Today, we are so grateful for your support. Whether it's $1, $5, or simply sharing on your social media at rrpf.org, that is a huge help to us. Your support goes directly to the causes important to our patients, such as research at the NIH, and it excited so well with the Act One for Life mission. We're creating a kid zone that's going to be password protected and a safe place for them to come and meet other warriors just like them. Learning you aren't alone is an invaluable tool when dealing with a chronic illness such as RRP. We're so excited about the future, and we know the cure and that elusive non-surgical treatment are so close. So today, as we go into Monsters Incorporated, our warriors are just like Boo, so brave. And they're also just like Sully, so willing to help others who need help. So I hope you enjoy today, and thank you again, Act One for Life, for choosing the RRPF. Enjoy the day.
Thank you so much again, Kim, for all you do, for the information, and for letting us know how we can help. I encourage everyone, again, to please click that link in our bio at any time and help in any way you can. Now, I'm happy to introduce our actors for this evening's event. Playing the role of Mike will be Tanaya Thomas. We have Sullivan will be played by Jessica Adcock. We have Celia and Worker One being played by Madison Kirsten. Randall and Recruit being played by Annika Rose. Roz, Little Boo, and Needleman by Bailey Crisp. Waternoose, Miscellaneous Monster by Morgan Toll. George, Announcer, Computerized Voice, Radio DJ, Newscaster, Animatronic Kid, and Sushi Chef by Ian Empollo. Flint, Floor Manager, Yeti, Giant Eye Monster, Miscellaneous Employee 4, Tentacled Monster, Miscellaneous Monster 2, Frank, and Miscellaneous Monster, Amber Dawson. Bile, Fungus, Tiny Monster Husband, Newspaper Monster, Miscellaneous Employee 2, Scared Monster, Photographer, Scientist, Jerry, a Little Boy, and Intermission Host by yours truly, Theodore Mayhall. We also have Lead CDA Agent, CDA Agent 1, Assistant, Random Assistant, Blobby, Tony, Miscellaneous Monster, and 3, by John Carter Jr. Mother, Tiny Monster Wife, Miscellaneous Employee 3, Miscellaneous Monster Admirers, Employee Walla, Daycare Worker, Waiters, Redneck Mama, CDA Agent 5 and 3, and Miscellaneous Employee 1 by Elizabeth Bowers. Charlie, Smitty, Father, CDA Agent 2 and 4, Monster Kids, Tongue Monster, Daycare Kids, Child, and Tony by Jen January. And last but not least, Narrator and Redneck Boy by Addison Grace. Thank you all again for joining us. We will now begin our reading of Monsters, Inc., screenplay written by Andrew Stanton and Daniel Gerson.
Fade M. Interior, little boy's bedroom, night.
Good night, sweetheart.
Good night, Mom.
Sleep tight, kiddo.
The bedroom light clicks off. Soft moonlight illuminates the room. A little boy snuggles into bed as his parents' footsteps fade down the hall. All is quiet. The closet door creaks open. The boy looks around the room nervously, eyes growing wide. Suddenly, he spies a tentacle emerging from the closet. The boy turns away in fear, but a second look reveals it's just a shirt sleeve. He relaxes back into bed. A dark shadow cuts across the bedspread. From under the bed, a pair of evil red eyes peer out. Rising up behind the boy, preparing to scare his young victim, towers a fearsome monster. The boy sees the monster and screams. The monster, horrified by the child, lets out an even more blood-curdling scream of his own. He backs away and slips on a soccer ball, which ricochets off the wall and beams him squarely on the face. He stumbles back onto his skateboard, slips, and lands on a pile of jacks. Crazed with pain, the monster runs around the room squealing and holding his backside.
Simulation terminated. Simulation terminated.
Work lights flash on, flooding the room with light. The boy, now revealed to be an animatronic, winds down and resets. One wall of the bedroom starts to rise, revealing interior simulator tryout room day. The bedroom is a set, a simulator where monsters practice their scare tactics. Behind a control console sits an elevator, the dragon-like Miss Flint. Judging by her tone, she's been through this before.
All right, Mr. Bile, is it?
My friends call me Phlegm.
Uh-huh. Mr. Bile, can you tell me what you did wrong?
I fell down.
No, before that. Can anyone tell me Mr. Bile's big mistake? Anyone?
Flint addresses a panel of pathetic-looking recruits seated behind her. They stare back at her blankly.
Let's take a look at the tape. Here we go.
Flint rewinds the tape and plays it. On the monitor, Bile sneaks into the bedroom, leaving the door open. The image freezes.
Right there. See? The door. You left it wide open.
Oh.
And leaving a door open is the worst mistake any employee can make because...
It could let in a draft?
It could let in a child.
Mr. Waternoose, CEO of Monsters, Inc., steps from the shadows.
Oh, Mr. Waternoose.
There is nothing more toxic or deadly than a human child. A single touch could kill you.
Bile shuffles nervously away from the animatronic kid.
Leave a door open and a child could walk right into this factory, right into the monster world.
One recruit loses it, leaping into the lap of the monster next to him.
I won't go in a kid's room. You can't make me!
Waternoose grabs a nearby yellow scream can.
You're going in there because we need this.
He uncorks the can, and the sound of children's screams leak out. The lights surge, the monitors crackle, and the recruits cover their ears. Waternoose corks can.
Our city is counting on you to collect those children's screams. Without screams, we have no power. Yes, it's dangerous work, and that's why I need you to be at your best. I need scares who are confident, tenacious, tough, intimidating. I need scares like James P. Sullivan.
James P. Sullivan, snoring loudly, fast asleep. Interior, Sullivan's bedroom, morning. Sully is an intimidatingly large, big blue monster with horns, sharp teeth, and sharp claws. The clock radio next to him clicks on.
Hey, good morning, Monstropolis. It's now 5 after the hour of 6 a.m. in the big monster city.
The camera pans over to reveal that the radio announcer is actually Mike, a one-eyeballed of a monster with green frog-like skin, standing casually next to Sullivan's bed.
Temperatures are balmy 65 degrees, which is good news for you reptiles. And it looks like it's going to be a perfect day, hey, to just lie in bed, sleep in, or simply work out that flap that's hanging over the bed. Get up, Sully.
Mike puts a bullhorn to Sullivan's ear. What?
Yeah.
Interior, living room, morning. Sullivan drops to the floor for push-ups. Mike stands in front of him, barking orders like a coach.
I don't believe I ordered a wake-up call, Mikey.
Hey, let's talk more pain, Marshmallow Boy. Feel the burn.
Between each push-up, Sullivan springs into the air, striking a fearsome pose and roaring.
You call yourself a monster?
Sully roars louder.
Roar!
Interior, living room. Sullivan jogs in place.
Scared feet, scared feet, scared feet. Oh, the kid's awake.
Sullivan drops to the ground and lies motionless.
Okay, scared feet, scared feet, scared feet.
Sullivan pops back up into a jog.
Get to sleep.
Sullivan roars.
Roar!
Interior, living room.
Twins in a bunk bed.
Sullivan goes up and down, roaring on 2 levels.
Roar!
Ooh, I thought I had you there.
Interior, living room.
Okay, Sully, here we go. Ready? Follow.
Mike holds a broom with a crude drawing of a child's face taped to the end.
It's over here. It's over there.
Mike swings the broom. Sullivan lunges after it.
Don't let the kid touch you. Don't let it touch you.
Sullivan growls at the paper kid while dodging it. Interior, living room. Like a quarterback rushing a tackle dummy, Sullivan strains to push a pile of heavy furniture across the living room. Mike stands atop the pile, encouraging him.
I don't know, but it's been said I love scaring kids in bed.
Interior, bathroom. Sullivan brushes his teeth while Mike stands on his arm.
Come on, fight that plaque. Fight that plaque. Scary monsters don't have plaque.
Interior, living room. Sullivan hangs upside down from a beam doing some gravity sit-ups.
118. Do we have 119? Do I see 120? Whoa, I don't believe it.
I'm not even breaking a sweat.
Not you. Look, the new commercial's on.
Mike runs to the TV. Sullivan slips and falls. Close on TV. A bank of lights illuminate and flare brightly.
The future is bright at Monsters Incorporated.
Sullivan and Mike scramble into their chairs to watch the commercial.
I'm in this one. I'm in this one.
Close on TV. Beautiful shots of monsters happily living their lives.
We power your car. We warm your home. We light your city.
An MI worker turns to the camera.
I'm Monsters Incorporated.
Sully watches from his easy chair.
Hey, look, Benny.
Close on TV. A bored child watches as various monsters cycle past. We settle on one, which causes the child to scream.
Carefully matching every child to their ideal monster to produce superior scream refined into clean, dependable energy. Every time you turn something on, Monsters Incorporated is there.
I'm Monsters Incorporated.
A child vacantly staring at the television set. Machine gun fire, explosions, etc. are heard emerging from the set. Text appears on the screen. Simulation, not an actual child.
We know the challenge. The window of innocence is shrinking. Human kids are harder to scare.
Henry J. Waternoose, a large crab-like monster, turns to face the camera. Super CEO Henry J. Waternoose.
Of course, MI is prepared for the future with the top scares.
On the screen, Sullivan stands next to a door, standing on a factory work floor. He leans through the door and roars. The kid inside screams. Mike watches his buddy on TV and leaps to his feet. Close on TV.
The best refineries and research into the energy techniques.
A monster with virtual reality glasses roars, causing a computer child on a monitor behind him to scream. Mike scoots to the edge of his seat in anticipation.
Okay, here I come.
Close on TV. Sullivan and Mike stand in front of a crowd of MI workers. As they turn to the camera, the Monsters Inc. logo appears over Mike, blocking him entirely.
We're working for a better tomorrow. Today.
Mike stares at the television, shocked.
We're Monsters Incorporated.
Good.
We're MI, Monsters Incorporated. We scare because we care.
Sullivan turns off the TV.
I can't believe it.
Oh, Mike.
I was on TV. Did you see me? I'm a natural.
The phone rings. Mike grabs the receiver.
Hello? I know. Wasn't I great? Did the whole family see it? It's your mom. What can I say? The camera loves me.
Exterior, Monstropolis morning. The sun rises over Monstropolis, an industry town much like Pittsburgh. Its ancient history is seen in the architecture. A newspaper delivery monster tosses a paper on the stoop of an apartment building. Mike and Sully walk out the door, lunchboxes in hand.
I'm telling you, Big Daddy, you're going to be seeing this face on TV a lot more often.
Yeah, like Monstropolis Most Wanted.
Ha ha ha. You've been jealous of my looks since the 4th grade, pal.
They walk by a tiny monster husband and wife.
Have a good day, sweetie.
You too, hon.
The monster husband flies away. Exterior, Monstropolis, curbside, morning. Mike approaches a shiny new convertible and holds up a set of keys.
Okay, Sully, hop on in.
Nope.
Sullivan grabs Mike's arm and drags him away.
Hey, where are you going? What are you doing?
Mikey, there's a scream shortage. We're walking.
Walking?
Yep.
No, my baby. Look, she needs to be driven. I'll call you.
Exterior, Monstropolis Street, morning. Close on newspaper stand with headline, rolling blackouts expected. Mike and Sully walk past.
Hey, genius, you want to know why I bought the car?
Not really.
To drive it. You know, like on the street with the honk and the vroom vroom and no walking involved.
Give it a rest, will you, Butterball? Come on, you could use the exercise.
I could use the exercise. Look at you. You have your own climate.
Exterior, Monstropolis Apartments, morning. Monster kids jump rope as Mike and Sully pass.
How many tentacles jump the rope? 1 and 2 and 3 and 4.
The rope is actually one of the kids' tongues.
Morning, Mike. Morning, Sully.
Hey, morning, kids. How are you
Hey,
doing?
kids.
Bye, Mike. Bye, Sully.
The jumping monster kid gets tangled in the rope tongue and flies into a giant eye monster watching from a window. Exterior, Monstropolis storefront, morning. A garbage monster sweeps garbage off the sidewalk with a dustpan. He happily tosses the contents into his mouth. A monster reading a newspaper sneezes, and fire shoots from his mouth and nose, incinerating his paper.
Oh, nuts.
Exterior, Monstropolis grocery store, morning. Tony, the grocer, arranges the fruit on a stand with his many tentacles.
Hey, fellas!
Hey, Tony. Hey.
Hey, Tony, bada bing.
I hear Chuck is close to breaking the all-time scare record.
Just trying to make sure there's enough Scream to go around.
The grocer tosses Sully and Mike 2 pieces of fruit.
Hey, on the house?
Thanks.
Grazie.
Bada bing.
Sullivan and Mike pass a gelatinous monster who suddenly oozes through a grate and onto a sewer below, leaving only eyes and teeth atop the grate.
Oh, great.
Exterior, Monstropolis crosswalk. Sullivan and Mike wait to cross next to a giant monster, Ted. Because of his height, we only see Ted's massive legs.
Hey, Ted. Good morning.
Ted answers. The traffic sign changes from don't stalk to stalk. Sullivan, Mike, and Ted cross.
See that, Mikey? Ted's walking to work.
Big deal. Guy takes 5 steps and he's there.
Close on billboard, advertising Monsters, Inc. Cut 2. Exterior, MI factory, morning. The Monsters Incorporated parking lot fills with cars as workers stream into the enormous building. Interior, MI lobby. Various Monster employees greet Mike and Sully as they enter.
Morning, Sully.
Morning, Ricky.
Hey, it's the Celesta.
See you on the scare floor, buddy.
Hey, Marsh, how was jury duty?
Morning, Sully.
How you doing, big guy?
12 scare of the month photographs, all of Sullivan, hang on a lobby wall. 2 geeky monsters, Smitty and Needleman, straighten one of them.
It's still leaning to the left.
It is not.
Hey, fellas. Hey, Jerry.
Morning.
The geeks hear Sullivan's voice and run up to him.
Hey, Mr. Sullivan.
Guys, I told you, call me Sully.
The geeks laugh like schoolgirls.
I don't think so.
We just wanted to wish you good luck today.
Hey, come on, get lost, you two. You're making him lose his focus.
Oh, sorry.
See you later, fellas.
Sullivan heads off with Mike.
Go get him, Mr. Sullivan.
Quiet! You're gonna make him lose his focus.
Oh, no. Sorry.
Shut up!
Interior MI lobby reception desk. Celia is answering phone calls.
Monsters, Inc., please hold. Monsters, Inc., I'll connect you. Miss Fearmonger's on vacation. Would you like her voicemail?
Sullivan and Mike approach the desk.
Oh, schmoopsie poo.
Celia turns with a big, bright smile. So do a collection of snakes, which we now realize make up Celia's hair.
Googly bear.
Her snakes sigh contently.
Happy birthday.
Oh, Googly Woogly remembered.
Celia leans forward and gently rubs Mike's head. They're nauseatingly cute together.
Hey, Sully Wooly.
Oh, hey, Celia William. Happy birthday.
Thanks. So, are we going anywhere special tonight?
I just got us into a little place called Harryhausen.
Harryhausen's? But it's impossible to get a reservation there.
Not for Googly Bear.
Celia giggles. So do the snakes.
I will see you at Quentin time and not a minute later.
Okay, sweetheart.
Mike dances out of the lobby.
Think romantical thoughts. You and me and you, both of us together.
Interior locker room. Mike opens a locker door and grabs a giant clear bowl.
You know what, pal? She's the one. That's it. She is the one.
I'm happy for you.
Oh, and thanks for hooking me up with those reservations.
Mike puts the giant bowl, his contact lenses, into his eye.
Oh, no problem. They're under the name Googly Bear.
Oh, good idea. You know what? That wasn't very funny.
Mike's locker suddenly slams shut by itself. Confused, Mike opens it. It slams shut again.
What the?
Wazowski!
Mike flies backwards, tripping over the bench.
Well, what do you know? It scares little kids and monsters.
I wasn't scared. I have allergies.
Sure.
Hey, Randall, save it for the scare floor, will you?
Randall performs a series of martial art moves.
I'm in the zone today, Sullivan. I'm going to be doing some serious scaring, putting up some big numbers.
Wow, Randall, that's great. That should make it even more humiliating when we break the record first. Ha ha!
Shh! Do you hear that?
Randall pauses for dramatic effect.
It's the winds of change.
Randall exits. Mike watches him go, smoldering.
You hear that? You hear the winds of change? What a creep! One of these days, I am really gonna let you teach that guy a lesson.
Interior MI hallway. A slug monster mops up a puddle of green slime. He exits, leaving a trail of more slime.
Jalopy, baby.
Exterior Roz's desk. Close on newspaper called The Glob.
Good morning, Roz, my succulent little garden snail. And who will we be scaring today?
Mike reaches for paperwork on the desk, but Roz's wet hand lands on it first. She's a slug-like monster with horn-rimmed glasses.
Wazowski, you didn't file your paperwork last night.
Oh, that darn paperwork. Wouldn't it be easier if it all just blew away?
Roz leans forward in her chair, threateningly.
Don't let it happen again.
Yes, well, I'll try to be less careless.
Mike grabs the paperwork and shuffles away.
I'm watching you, Wazowski. Always watching. Watching. Always.
She's nuts.
Interior, scare floor. Mike walks into the scare floor, already bustling with activity.
All scare floors now active. Assistants, please report to your stations.
Montage of scare floor preparations. Mike fits an empty can onto his door station. Mike swipes a card key from a child's folder and slides it through a slot on the station. A child's closet door rides out into the scare floor on an overhead track. Several assistants follow suit. Doors ride out of the vault and land in the station. A Jumbotron screen displaying the MI logo switches over to a map. The eastern portion of the United States is illuminated as the floor manager steps up.
Okay, people, Eastern Seaboard coming online. We got scarers coming out.
The assistants run to their stations and stand at attention. In slow motion, scares stride into the scare floor. These are the best of the best, the top scares, ready for action. Smitty and Needleman, two geeky teenage janitors, stand in awe on the sidelines.
Ooh, they're so awesome!
The scares stop opposite of their doors. Their assistants approach them and make last-minute preparations. Sullivan cracks his knuckles and shakes to keep loose. A monster flips out his retractable claws like switchblades. A toothless monster is handed a set of false teeth. He slides the chompers into place and snarls. Randall practices camouflaging by blending into various background patterns, wood, brick, wallpaper. His nerdy assistant, Fungus, alternates the patterns. A bald monster puts a tentacle in his mouth and blows spikes to pop out of his skin. A monster opens his mouth to reveal a giant set of spiked teeth. His assistant brushes them. A monster grabs a handful of eyeballs from his assistant and squishes them into his face. And the Jumbotron now shows everyone's scare totals. Sullivan is at the top, with Randall in second place.
Hey, may the best monster win.
I plan to.
The floor manager begins the countdown.
We are on in 7, 6.
Mike hits a button on his keypad. The red light above his door lights up. Other assistants do the same.
5, 4, 3, 2.
The floor manager silently indicates 1 with his hand. A scare light above the scare floor changes from standby to scare. Montage, the scaring begins. A horn sounds, and each scarer rushes up to their door. Sully disappears through the door.
You're the boss, you're the boss, you're the big hairy boss.
Randall and the other monsters follow suit. Screams are heard from inside Sullivan's door. Sully exits and checks his new scare totals on the Jumbotron.
Ooh, I'm feeling good today, Mikey.
That a boy, another door coming right up.
A scream comes from another door. Randall emerges to watch his tally go up, but only slightly. Randall's assistant Fungus scratches his head.
You're still behind, Randall. Maybe I should realign the scream intake valve and just
get me another door.
A door. Yes.
Scare floor continuous. The monsters work fast and furious. Children's screams are heard everywhere, filling the cans. Waternoose walks up beside the floor manager.
Well, Jerry, what's the damage so far?
We may actually make our quota today, sir.
First time in a month.
Scare floor continuous. A scream can gurgles as it registers empty. Rock music pounds as the door opens and a huge monster scrambles out of the room, sobbing pathetically.
What happened?
The kid almost touched me. She got this close.
She wasn't scared of you. She was only 6 years old.
I could have been dead. I could have died.
The assistant slaps the scared monster across the face.
Keep it together, man. Whee! Hey, we got a dead door over here.
The geeks come running, wheeling a portable door shredder.
We're coming! Look out!
You guys!
Coming through!
Needleman taps a yellow X across the door.
We've lost 58 doors this week, sir.
Kids these days, they just don't get scared like they used to.
The geeks load the defunct door onto a shredder.
Let her rip!
The door shreds with a buzz, spewing out sawdust and leaving only 2 doorknobs. Interior scare floor continuous. An octopus-like monster runs towards the door, tentacles flying. Randall emerges from another door. He's working hard.
Sir?
What?
Look.
Fungus points to the tally board. Randall's name replaces Sullivan's as number 1.
Attention, we have a new scare leader, Randall Boggs.
Several monsters gather around Randall, congratulating him.
Job! You took the lead! You did it! Look at those numbers!
Multiple screams draw the attention of the admirers. In seconds, Mike deftly fills can after can with screams. Sullivan emerges from the door and cracks his knuckles.
Slumber party.
The tally board updates. Sullivan's back in first place.
Never mind.
The admirers push past Randall as they rush to Sullivan.
Hey, watch it!
That was awesome! How did you do that? You're going to the Hall of Fame for sure!
Sullivan gives his fans a high five as Mr. Waternoose approaches.
Well, James, that was an impressive display.
Just doing my job, Mr. Waternoose. Of course, I did learn from the best.
Waternoose and Sullivan both chuckle. Randall watches angrily. Fungus stands next to him.
If I don't see a new door in my station in 5 seconds, I will personally put you through the shredder!
Charlie, the assistant at the next station, turns to Mike.
Hey, Wazowski, nice job. Those numbers are pretty sweet.
Are they? You know, I hadn't even noticed. How is Georgie doing?
He's doing great. I love working with that big guy.
Charlie's door opens, and a goofy-looking furry monster named George Sanderson emerges.
Ian? I'll go ahead and read for Ian. Keep the doors coming, Charlie. I'm on a roll today.
George and I are like brothers.
Charlie spots a child's sock on George's back.
2319! We have a 2319!
The floor manager hits a human child emergency button. A siren blares. The Jumbotron reads, "Warning, contamination alert."
Red alert, red alert, red alert.
George looks around, confused. On the Jumbotron behind him is a security cam view of George's back, showing the sock.
George Sanderson, please remain motionless. Prepare for decontamination.
Realizing he caused the alarm, George tries frantically to remove the sock.
Get it off, get it off.
Duck and cover, people!
Bang! Yellow-suited figures rambled through the windows from the ceiling overhead.
Not the CDA.
Exterior Monsters Inc. Day. Helicopters hover over the factory as large black trucks squeal into the parking lot. On the sides of the trucks is printed CDA, Child Detection Agency. More yellow-suited figures, CDA agents, burst out of the truck and run towards the factory. Interior, Roz's desk. Roz closes her desk window as CDA agents run by.
Coming through! Please stand aside!
Please clear the contaminated area.
The scare floor is now filled with CDA agents. One points a child detector at the geeks.
Ah!
This is 2319 in progress.
Clear the area, people.
Coming through. Watch yourself.
CDA agents run up to George and tackle him to the ground. Using tongs, they gently remove the sock from his back and place it on the floor. A metal dome is bolted over the sock. Waternoose and MI workers cover their eyes. Mike gasps as a blinding flash emerges from the underside of the metal. Agents unbolt the dome and vacuum up the charred remains of the sock.
All clear. Situation is niner. Ready for decon.
Hey, thanks, guys. That was a close one.
Okay.
A circular shower curtain flies up around George. A yellow hand reaches in with a huge electric razor. George's fur flies up over the curtain. A small shower head pops up, spraying disinfectant. The curtain flies open. George is entirely shaved, wearing an Elizabethan dog collar. A Band-Aid covers the area, contaminated by the sock, and an agent rips the Band-Aid off. A sign on the wall reading "Days since last accident" flips from 47 to 0.
Okay, people, take a break. Shut down for half an hour and reset the system.
Waternoose and Sullivan watch as CDA agents file off the scare floor.
An entire scare floor without commission. What else could go wrong?
Interior coffee break area. Waternoose and Sullivan approach the coffee machine. Waternoose pours himself a cup of thick, gooey liquid.
What a day.
We're just going through a rough time, sir. Everyone knows we're going to get through it.
Tell that to the board of directors. James, this company has been in my family for 3 generations. I would do anything to keep it from going under.
So would I, sir.
Waternoose is suddenly struck with an idea.
Hey, I could use your help with something.
Anything, sir.
You see, I've hired some new scare recruits, and frankly, they're, well,
inexperienced.
I thought maybe you might come by tomorrow and give them a demonstration. Show them what it takes to be a top scare, huh?
I'll start out with the old Waternoose jump and growl.
Sullivan demonstrates the old Waternoose jump and growl. Waternoose is so startled that he drops his coffee cup.
Oh, yes, now that's my boy.
Waternoose pats Sullivan on the shoulders. They laugh. Exterior MI Factory, sunset. The sun sets over Monsters, Inc. Interior MI Factory scare floor. A bell rings as the factory winds down. The scare light is turned off, and tired scarers emerge from their doors.
Let's go, everybody. All doors must be returned, no exceptions.
All doors are ejected and returned to the vault.
Woo, I've never seen anything like you today. You on a roll, my man.
Another day like this, and that scare record's in the bag.
That's right, baby.
Uh-huh.
The overhead lights turn off as everyone leaves for the day. Interior locker room. Sullivan and Mike are at their lockers.
So get this, as if dinner wasn't enough, I'm taking it to a monster truck rally afterwards.
Nice.
What's on your agenda?
Gonna head home and work out and some more.
Again? You know there's more to life than scaring.
Mike sniffs under his arm.
Whew. Hey, can I borrow your old one?
Yeah, I got smelly garbage or old dumpster.
You got a little tied?
No.
How about wet dog?
Yep. Stink it up.
Sullivan tosses Mike a can of odorant. Interior MI hallway. Sullivan and Mike walk down a crowded hallway.
You know, I'm so romantical sometimes. I think I should just marry myself.
Give me a break, Mike.
What a night of romance I've got ahead of me. Tonight is about me and...
Interior MI lobby continuous. Mike spots Celia tidying up her desk.
Celia. Ooh, the love boat is about to set sail. Ooh. Because I gotta tell you, buddy, that face of hers just makes my heart go, yikes!
As Mike turns back to Celia, he is surprised to instead see Roz.
Hello, Wazowski. Fun-filled evening planned for tonight?
Well, as a matter of fact.
And I'm sure you filed your paperwork correctly, for once.
Mike freezes.
Your stunned silence is very reassuring.
Roz slithers away.
Oh no, my scare reports. I left them on my desk. If I'm not at the restaurant in 5 minutes, they're gonna give our table away. What am I gonna tell?
Celia leaps in and squeezes Mike's cheeks.
Oopsie poo.
Googly bear, want to get along?
Oh, do I ever? It's just that, you know, there's a small...
I don't understand you.
It's just that...
It's just that I forgot about some paperwork I was supposed to file. Mike was reminding me. Thanks, buddy. Phew.
I was? I mean, I was. Yeah, I was.
Oh, okay. Let's go then.
We're going. On my desk, Sully. The pink go to accounting, the fuchsia ones go to purchasing, and the goldenrod ones go to Roz.
Celia grabs Mike and pulls him away. Mike leans back.
Leave the pews.
Interior scare floor. The floor is dark and empty as Sullivan walks to Mike's desk.
The pink copies go to accounting. The fuchsia one goes to Roz. No, the fuchsia ones go to purchasing, and the goldenrod ones go to Roz. And I have no idea what puce is.
Sullivan picks up the paperwork and shuffles through it.
Oh, that's puce.
Turning, Sullivan sees a lone door in a station.
Hello? Anyone? There's a door here.
Sullivan walks to the door. He's about to eject it when he notices that the light above the station is illuminated. It's active. Cautiously, he opens the door. Interior, little girl's bedroom, night. Sullivan peeks into the room.
Hello? Hey. Psst. Anybody scaring in here? Hello? Hello?
Nothing but crickets. Sullivan shrugs and shuts the door. Interior, scare floor. Sully steps away from the door, examining it cautiously and curiously. Suddenly, there is a thump noise behind him. Sully freezes. Thump. He turns around to see his tail being dropped by a human girl.
Duck it!
Sully screams, falling over backwards. The girl looks up at Sully and smiles. This guy's funny. Panicked, Sully picks her up with a pair of tongs and places her back in her room, closes the door and spins around, only to discover that she's standing before him again. She squeals with delight. Sullivan yells. He picks her up and carries her deep inside the room. Interior, little girl's bedroom. Sullivan deposits the kid on top of her bed. She giggles. He runs out, but gets caught in a hanging mobile. He falls, trips over a laundry basket, slips on a rug, and is ejected out of the room. Interior, scare floor. Sullivan slides out of the room, covered in toys and junk. All from the kids' room. And then suddenly, from a utility hallway, he hears a noise. Someone's coming. Sullivan scrambles to his feet and takes off. As he runs, a line of toy duckies caught on his tail quack along after him. Interior, scare floor. Randall enters, wheeling a cart of Scream cans towards the door. Interior, bathroom. Sullivan rushes to the toilet, stuffs the kid's junk into the bowl, and flushes it down. A second later, it all comes back up, overflowing the toilet. Interior, locker area. Sullivan spots an open locker and stuffs the sopping kid stuff in. He closes the locker. Relieved, Sullivan turns and walks away. On his back, clinging to his fur, is the little girl. Sully rounds the locker and disappears from view. For a moment, all is quiet. A second later, Sullivan runs back past the lockers. Panic-stricken, the girl chases him.
Kitty!
Interior, locker room. Sullivan cowers on a bench. Backed into a corner of the room, the kid stands in front of him, waving her arms. To Sully, she is like a diseased rat.
No, stay back.
The little girl is distracted. Playing with a hard hat, Sullivan finds an MI gym bag. He scoops her up and zips it closed. Holding the bag at arm's length, he runs out of the room. Interior, scare floor. Sullivan runs to the kid's door, ready to toss the kid back in. As he reaches to open it, the knob rattles. Oh no. He's standing in the middle of the scare floor. Where to hide? Randall emerges from the door, confused. Why wasn't there a kid in the room? Randall ejects the door. As Randall walks away, the door rises, revealing Sullivan hidden behind it. The little girl wiggles inside the bag and makes a peep. Randall stops. Has he heard? No. He sneezes and continues on. As Randall exits the floor, Sullivan watches as the kid's door disappears into the vault, and with it, all the hope of getting rid of the kid. Sully grabs the gym bag and runs towards the exit. Interior, sushi restaurant. A cleaver chops through a piece of raw monster fish. This is Harry Howson's, a top monstropolis eatery. A multi-tentacled monster sushi chef prepares elegant meals as waiters waltz by with sushi. When new customers enter the restaurant, the waiters all yell,
"Irishai, mese."
Mike and Celia are seated in a romantic booth, laughing.
Oh, Michael, I've had not a lot of birthdays, but this is the best birthday ever.
Mike gazes dreamily at Celia. She grows self-conscious.
What are you looking at?
Oh, I was just thinking about the first time I laid eye on you. How pretty you looked.
Stop it.
Your hair was shorter then.
Uh-huh. I'm thinking about getting it cut.
The snakes look panicked.
No, I like it this.
The snakes sigh in relief.
I like everything about you. Just the other day, someone asked me who I thought the most beautiful monster was in all Monstropolis. You know what I said?
What did you say?
I said,
Behind Celia, Sullivan presses his face up to a window.
Sully?
Sully?
Befuddled, Mike looks to the window. Sullivan is gone.
No, that's not what I was gonna say. I mean, well, yeah, sure, he's handsome if you like big, rugged, hairy.
Mike, you're not making sense.
Irishai Masai.
Sullivan appears at the table and sits down.
Hey guys, what a coincidence running into you here.
Sullivan awkwardly squeezes into the booth next to Mike, setting the gym bag under the table.
I'm just gonna order something to go.
Michael.
Sully.
Sully grabs a menu and whips it in front of his and Mike's faces.
I wonder what's good here.
Sully and Mike whisper behind the menu.
Get out of here. You're ruining everything.
I went back to get your paperwork and there was a door.
What?
Mike peeks around the menu, grins awkwardly at Celia, then ducks behind it. Celia's staring. She's starting to steam. Her snakes rattle in annoyance.
The door?
Randall was in it.
Wait a minute. Randall? That cheater. He's trying to boost his numbers.
There's something else.
What?
Okay, in the egg bay.
What?
Look in the bag.
Sully motions to the floor. Mike ducks under the table, but there's nothing there.
What bag?
Sullivan looks around frantically for the bag. Mike sees something that makes his eyes go wide. Sully, he sees it too. The MI duffel bag is now giggling and hobbling away on little human kid feet. They poke out from the bottom of the bag.
Whoa, they don't have anything I like here, so take care, Celia.
Sullivan charges towards the bag, stumbling into a waiter.
Michael, what's going on?
Celia, please try to understand.
As Mike explains, he sees the bag tossed aside, revealing the human child.
I have to do something.
Mike dashes off.
Michael!
A monster photographer is about to take a picture of a happy monster couple.
Okay, look happy. All right, on 1, 2.
The posing couple sees the kid pop up over the photographer's shoulder. They scream. The photographer looks up and sees the kid. The photographer's splash goes off as the kid jumps into the counter. Everyone in the restaurant turns towards the child.
Boo!
Chaos ensues. Patrons scramble out the door, screaming. The sushi chef grabs a phone and dials.
There's a kid here, a human kid.
The girl runs carefree through the chaos, babbling. Mike runs headlong into a pile of takeout boxes. Celia is caught up in the stampede of fleeing patrons.
Googly bear!
Sullivan tries to grab the kid, but she playfully evades his outstretched arms.
Come on. Hey!
Mike dashes in with a takeout bag, which he uses to delicately scoop her up. The girl pops her head out of the takeout box and sticks out her tongue at Sullivan. Sullivan hesitantly pushes her head down into the box and shuts the lid.
Come on.
Sully and Mike run out of the restaurant, leaving the MI gym bag behind. Exterior sushi restaurant. Sullivan and Mike exit as patrons scramble.
Let's get out of here.
The CDA arrives in helicopters and vans.
We have an 8:35 in progress. Please advise.
Stand clear, please.
Mobsters run amok, screaming. Celia calls after Mike.
Michael? Michael!
Mike spins around.
Celia!
The CDA agent steps in front of Celia and hurries her away.
Come with us, please.
Ow, stop pushing.
Mike starts towards her.
Hey, get your hands off my schmoopsy poo.
Sullivan grabs Mike and yanks him away.
The building is clear, ready for decontamination.
Exterior alley. Sullivan and Mike run down an alley.
Well, I don't think that day could have gone any worse.
Blam. Behind them, a giant green plasma dome envelops the restaurant and glows ominously. Things just got worse. Interior nightly television news set. The same image of the restaurant becomes part of a news report with the words "kid catastrophe" superimposed over it. A newscaster talks to the camera.
If witnesses are to be believed, there has been a child security breach for the first time in monster history.
Exterior sushi restaurant night. A CDA agent stands in front of the smoldering sushi restaurant. A microphone is thrust in his face.
We can neither deny, confirm, nor deny the presence of a human child here tonight.
Exterior street sidewalk. With chaos behind them, panicked monsters speak into the camera.
Well, the kid flew right over me and blasted a car with its laser vision.
I tried to run from it, but it picked me up with its mind powers and shook me like a doll.
A monster with dozens of eyes steps forward to corroborate.
Is it true? I saw the whole thing.
Close on TV. Interior nightly television news set. A scientist sits next to the anchor.
It is my professional opinion that now is the time to panic!
Interior, Mike and Sullivan's living room, night. Crash. Mike and Sully's TV smashes to the floor. The little girl's head peeks out over the set.
Uh-oh!
Sullivan and Mike wear calanders, snorkel mask, and oven mitts for protection. They see the kid and scream, scrambling behind the chair for protection.
It's coming! It's coming!
Boo!
Ah!
Sullivan and Mike flee over to the window. Outside, helicopters scan the area. Hurriedly, Mike and Sully yank the shades closed. The girl totters towards them, babbling. Mike and Sully retreat in fear. The kid opens the window shade, standing in full view of helicopters outside. Mike scoots her out and he uses a broom, then sprays the area with disinfectant. Meanwhile, the girls discovered Mike's CD collection, neatly arranged in 2 stacks.
No, don't touch those, you little...
The stacks come crashing down.
Oh, those were alphabetized. It's okay, it's all right. As long as it doesn't come near us, we're gonna be okay.
The girl sneezes directly in Mike's eye.
Ah!
Mike freaks, spraying disinfectant squarely into his own eye. Now the kid approaches Sullivan. Whimpering, he protects himself with a garbage can lid. The kid points to the one-eyed teddy bear out of her reach.
Oh, here, you like this? Fetch!
Sullivan tosses the bear across the room. The kid runs after it. She picks up the bear and hugs it. Mike gasps. This has gone too far.
Hey, that's it. No one touches little Mike.
Mike swipes the bear out of the kid's hands. Stunned, her face begins to redden, and her eyes well up with tears.
Mike, give her the bear.
Oh no!
The kid screams at the top of her lungs. Sullivan and Mike cover their ears. The lights in the apartment surge. Exterior, Mike and Sully's apartment. From the outside, the apartment lights pulse brightly, creating a beacon for the helicopters. Interior, apartment. The circling helicopters heads toward them. Mike and Sullivan panic. Mike drops the bear and runs to the window, pulling aside, and the shades shut.
Ah! Make it stop, Sully! Make it stop!
The girl continues to wail, desperate. Sullivan offers her the bear.
Here. See the bear? Ooh, nice bear.
It's not working. She continues to cry. The helicopters are getting closer.
Sully!
Desperate, Sullivan begins to dance with the bear, anything to get her to stop crying.
Oh, he's a happy bear, and he's not crying, and neither should you, or we'll be in trouble, because they're gonna find us, so please stop crying, right now, right now.
The kid stops crying. The lights return to normal levels.
Good, Sully. Keep it up. You're doing great.
The helicopter turns around and begins to fly away.
Oh, the happy bear, he has no care.
The girl reaches for the bear, accidentally touching Sullivan's hand. He screams.
Ah! It touched me. She touched me. Ah!
Sully's yelling frightens the kid, who starts crying again. The lights surge. Mike runs toward Sullivan, reaching for the bear.
Sully, the bear, give it the...
Mike trips on a lamp and flies across the floor.
Whoa!
Mike rolls into a garbage can and bumps into a shelf, sending a stack of books into his mouth. A hanging stereo speaker lands on his head. The kid thinks this is hilarious, and she begins to laugh. The lights in the apartment glow even brighter than before. Exterior, Mike and Sully's apartment, night. The region lit up by the laugh's powers radiates outwards from Mike and Sully's window. In a moment, all the apartment windows are glowing brightly. Interior apartment. The lights flare to a white-hot brightness, and then pop. The laughter subsides, and all is dark.
What was that?
Mike is still wedged inside the garbage can.
I have no idea, but it would really be great if it didn't do it again.
The girl giggles again. She seems to understand. She nods and holds her tiny fingers up to her mouth. She smiles. Interior, Mike and Sully's living room, later. The room is lit by candlelight. The kid sits at one end of the room, coloring, while at the other end, Mike and Sully hunker behind a chair, tossing her pieces of cereal.
How could I do this? How could I be so stupid? This could destroy the company.
The company? Who cares about the company? What about us? That thing is a killing machine!
The girl spins around in a circle, getting dizzy.
I bet it's just waiting for us to fall asleep. And then, wham! We're easy prey, friend! Easy prey! We're sitting targets!
She falls over. Mike holds up a piece of paper.
Okay, look. I think I have a plan here. Using mainly spoons, we dig a tunnel under the city and release it into the wild.
Sullivan stares in disbelief.
Spoons.
Mike crumbles up a piece of paper and tosses it onto a large existing pile of crumpled plans.
That's it. I'm out of ideas. We're closed. Hot air balloons, too expensive. Giant slingshot, too conspicuous. Enormous wedding hoods, too Greek.
The girl holds up a drawing.
Look at Tico Pika.
Sully can't quite believe his eyes. The drawing is crude, but it's unmistakably a picture of Sully and the girl holding hands.
No plan. Can't think. Flatlining.
The kid yawns.
Mike, I think she's getting tired.
Well, then why don't you find some place for her to sleep while I think of a plan?
Sullivan speaks to the kid as though one might talk to a dog.
So, you sleepy? You want to sleep? Is that what you want? Huh?
She blinks sleepily. Interior Sullivan's room. Sullivan lays a trail of cereal leading into the corner of the room. The kid follows, eating her way along the trail. Sullivan spreads some newspaper on the floor and pours a pile of cereal on top of it.
Okay. All right. I'm making you a nice little area for you to...
Sully hears a giggle. He turns around to find the kid on his bed.
No, hey, that's my bed. You're going to get your germs all over it.
The kid snuggles into the covers.
Fine. My chair is more comfortable anyway.
Sullivan starts to walk out, but the kid whines anxiously.
What?
She points at his closet, mumbling.
It's just a closet. Will you go to sleep?
The girl holds up one of her drawings.
Hey, that looks like Randall. Randall's your monster. You think he's gonna come through the closet and scare you? Oh boy, how do I explain this? It's empty. See?
Sullivan opens the closet. She pulls the covers over her head.
No monster in here.
Sullivan steps aside.
Well, now there is. But I'm not gonna scare you. I'm off duty.
Sullivan steps out. The kid looks into the closet intently. His little demo hasn't quite done the trick. She's still afraid.
Okay. How about I sit here until you fall asleep?
Sullivan closes the door and sits in front of the closet. The kid stares back at him, wide awake.
Go ahead. Go to sleep. Now. Now! Go.
She's not getting it. Sullivan tries to mime his words.
You go to sleep.
She giggles for a moment, then passes out. Sullivan breathes a sigh of relief. Sullivan watches the kid sleep, a tiny figure in his giant bed. Funny, she doesn't look dangerous. Sully quietly walks out of the room, shutting the door behind him. Interior living room. Mike is deep in thought.
Hey, Mike, this may sound crazy, but I don't think that kid's dangerous.
Really? Well, in that case, let's keep it. I always wanted a pet. That could kill me!
Now look, what if we just put her back in her door?
What?
Mike, think about it. If we send her back, it's like it never happened. Everything goes back to normal.
Is that a joke? Tell me you're joking.
Sullivan isn't kidding.
Sully, I like to think that given the circumstances, I've been very extremely forgiving up till now. But it's a horrible idea. What are we going to do? March right out into the public with that thing? Then I guess we just waltz right up to the factory, right?
As Sully listens to Mike, his eyes are drawn to the purple fabric of his reclining chair. Exterior MI front entrance stay. The purple fabric of Sully's chair has now been reconstructed into a makeshift monster costume.
I can't believe we are waltzing right up to the factory. Sully, a mop, a couple of lights, and some chair fabric are not going to fool anyone. Just think about a few names, will ya? Loch Ness, Bigfoot, the abominable snowman. They all got one thing in common, pal. Banishment. We could be next.
Don't panic. We can do this.
As they approach the lobby doors, a fellow worker emerges. Sullivan turns, keeping the kid hidden behind his back.
Hey, how you doing, Frank?
Hey, guys.
Sullivan and Mike walk through the door into Monsters, Inc.
Everything's going to be okay.
Interior MI lobby. CDA agents are everywhere. They're combing the place.
Number one wants to footprints.
They inspect a garbage can.
Careful with that.
They hang from the ceiling.
I got a good view from here.
The lead CDA agent shows the charred remains of the MI gym-bagged water noose.
This was recovered at the scene.
Mike and Sully barely dare to move.
Don't panic. Don't panic.
Tell me not to panic. This is not okay. It's not okay.
Just stay calm.
Boo!
Sullivan and Mike turn towards the noise. The costume kid is waddling up to Mr. Waternoose. Mike and Sully are panic-stricken.
Gentlemen, safety is our number one concern. Now, if there's anything that...
The kid tugs on Waternoose's arm. He turns around, annoyed.
Not now. Oh, hello, little one. Where did you come from?
Mr. Waternoose.
Sullivan and Mike run up.
James, is this one yours?
Sullivan quickly sweeps the kid up into his arms.
Actually, that's my cousin's sister's daughter, sir.
Yeah, it's bringing obscure relative to work day.
Huh. Must have missed the memo. Well, listen, James, why don't you stop by the simulator after lunch today and give that scare demonstration we talked about, eh?
Oh, sir, today might be a little...
The lead CDA agent is anxious to get on with their work.
Excuse me, Mr. Waternose?
Yes, I'm coming. All right, then. I'll see you this afternoon, James. That is, these gentlemen don't shut us down.
Mr. Waternoose exits with the CDA.
Oh, boy.
Oh, a scare demo. Well, that is great. Why am I the last to know? We could bring your cousin's sister's daughter along. She'll be a big hit.
As they walk off, a CDA agent scans the area with a child detector. The agent points it towards the kid just as a random monster walks between them. The detector beeps.
Halt! Stop him!
The CDA agents tackle the unsuspecting monster. Mike and Sullivan look back, and they scurry out. Interior locker room. Sullivan, Mike, and the kid appear cautiously from behind a row of lockers.
Come on, the coast is clear. Okay, all we have to do is get rid of that thing. So wait here while I get his car key.
She can't stay here. This is the men's room.
Mike stares at Sullivan as if he is insane.
That is the weirdest thing you have ever said. It's fine. It's okay. Look at it. It loves it here. It's dancing with joy.
Kid is indeed dancing.
I'll be right back with its door key.
Sullivan looks down at the girl who is wiggling and mumbling.
Huh. That's a cute little dance you've got. It almost looks like you got to...
The girl lifts up her hood of the costume. Her face is uncomfortably scrunched. Her hands, flippers, grab her lower region.
Oh.
Interior locker room, bathroom stalls. Sullivan stands waiting in front of the bathroom stall inside, and the kid sings.
Are you done in there?
Sullivan starts to poke the door open.
Sorry.
Sullivan closes the door, embarrassed. The song continues. The singing stops, then finally a flush.
Okay, you're finished now, right? Hello?
Sullivan slowly opens the door. The stall is empty. Interior bathroom stall. He rushes in as the water in the giant toilet swirls around, and surely she's gone down. He's about to jam his arm into the bowl when...
Boo!
Sullivan spins around to find the girl standing behind him. The girl wears a big goofy grin that says gotcha, and she giggles, then scampers off to hide behind the other stalls. Sullivan chuckles as he walks towards her.
Where did she go? Did she disappear? Did she turn invisible? I just have no idea.
She giggles. She's enjoying the game. Sullivan pauses in front of her stall, then turns to open it.
Gotcha!
It's empty.
Boo!
She peeks out from a different stall.
Hey, you're good.
Interior scare hallway. Mike prepares himself and walks towards Roz's station.
Be relaxed, be relaxed, be relaxed.
Interior Roz's station. Mike approaches Roz's desk.
Roz, my tender oozing blossom, you're looking fabulous today. Is that a new haircut?
Roz stares back at him, expressionless.
Come on, tell me it's a new haircut, isn't it? That's got to be a new haircut. New makeup? You got a lip. You had a tuck. You've had something. Something has been inserted into your face that makes it look like...
She's unmoved.
Listen, I need a favor. Randall was working late last night on a scare floor. I really need the key for the door he was using.
Well, isn't that nice? But guess what? You didn't turn in your paperwork last night.
He didn't? No paperwork?
This office is now closed.
Roz slams the front panel of her desk on Mike's fingers. Interior locker room, bathroom stalls. Sullivan crawls playfully along the row of stalls.
Ready or not, here I come. I'm getting warmer. Any second now. Fee, fi, fo.
Mike enters, rubbing his sore fingers.
What are you doing?
I'm looking for the kid.
You lost it?
No, she was just...
The girl runs up and latches onto Sullivan's arm, whimpering.
Here she is. Hey, what's the matter?
Mike and Sullivan hear Randall approaching.
Look, I already told your buddies I haven't seen anything.
All right. Carry on.
Sullivan, Mike, and the kid duck into a stall and scramble atop the toilet to avoid being spotted. Randall enters the bathroom, growling. Randall washes his hands. The kid sees him through the crack in the door and whimpers. Sully awkwardly does his best to comfort her. Sploosh. Mike's foot slips into the toilet water. Randall stops. Did he hear something?
Randall?
Ah!
Thank goodness. What are we going to do about the child?
Will you... Shh!
Randall grabs Fungus's mouth, shutting him up. Randall disappears. Fungus looks around confused. The last stall door in the row suddenly slams open. Randall materializes. Fungus waits impatiently, pointing to the newspaper as Randall kicks open each stall door. The trio shudders in the stall, awaiting their turn. Just as Randall is about to kick open their door, Fungus pops in front of him.
The front page. It's on the front page. The child. The one you were after.
Will you be quiet? Don't you think I'm aware of the situation? I was up all night trying to find it.
I did a simple calculation factoring in the size of the sushi restaurant. The child may have escaped.
Yeah, well, until we know for sure, we're going to act like nothing happened, understand? You just get the machine up and running. I'll take care of the kid. And when I find whoever let it out, they're dead.
Randall angrily hits the stall door. It swings open, exposing Sully, Mike, and the kid. It swings shut again.
Why are you still here? Come on, go, move, now!
I'm going. I'm not here.
Randall and Fungus exit.
They're gone.
Beat. Mike slips. From behind the stall, toilet water splashes into the floor.
Ew.
Interior, in my hallway. Mike's wet feet claw down the hallway, dragging toilet paper.
This is bad. This is so very bad.
What were they talking about? A machine?
Who cares?
Look, don't panic. All we have to do is call her door down and send her home.
You're right. We're just two regular Joes on our way to work. We'll blend right in.
Interior scare floor. The trio walks across the scare floor, whistling nonchalantly and loudly greeting coworkers.
Top of the morning, fellas.
Hey, what's shaking, Bacon?
Did you lose weight or a limb? You got her key card, right?
Of course I have her card key. I told you I'd get her card key. I went and got her card key, and now I have her card key.
Mike surreptitiously steals a card key from a folder of a monster and walks past. Mike swipes the card through the reader.
Okay, here we go.
Mike watches the overhead track power up as Sullivan leans down to the girl.
Take care of yourself and try not to run through any more closets.
Sullivan and the kid both chuckle. An old wooden door lands in their station.
Mike, that's not her door.
What are you talking about? Of course it's her door. It's her door.
No, her door was white and it had flowers on it.
No, it must have been dark last night because this is its door.
Mike swings the door open. Yodeling music pours out.
Hey, you hear that? Sounds like fun in there. Okay, send me a postcard, kid. That's Mike Wazowski, care of 22. Mike Wazowski, you got your life back, Lane.
Mike Wazowski.
Very good. Now, bon voyage. Bye-bye.
Mike picks up a pencil and tosses it through the door.
Look at the stick. See the stick? Go get the stick. Go fetch.
Sully slams the door shut.
Mike, this isn't Boo's door.
Boo? What's Boo?
That's what I decided to call her. Is there a problem?
Sully, you're not supposed to name it. Once you name it, you start getting attached to it. Now put that thing back where it came from, or so help me.
Mike halts abruptly. He and Sully look up to see the entire scare floor staring at them.
Oh, hey, we're rehearsing a scene for the upcoming play called Put That Thing Back Where It Came From, or So Help Me. It's a musical. Put that thing back where it came from, or so help me.
Sullivan joins in.
Boom, 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 boom.
So help me, and cut. We're still working on it. It's a work in progress, but hey, we need ushers.
Everyone goes back to work.
Sully, I've had enough. Now say goodbye to...
Mike points to where Boo stood moments before. She's gone.
Where'd it go? What do you do with it?
Where is she? Boo!
I don't believe it. She got away from you again. Well, that is just... Wait a minute. The sun is coming up. This is perfect. She's gone.
Sullivan isn't listening. He scans for Boo, then takes off towards the entrance.
Hey, where are you going?
Sullivan strides off, scanning the room as he goes. Mike grabs into Sullivan's tail, trying to slow him down.
Sully, please don't blow this. Not when we're so close to bringing the scare record. Someone else will find the kid.
Sullivan pulls Mike into an adjacent hallway. Interior in my hallway.
It'll be their problem, not ours. She's out of our hair.
Sullivan turns the corner and slams into Randall. Like silly putty, Randall picks up Sully's fur texture and color. Randall quickly changes back.
What are you two doing?
A random assistant walks by.
They're rehearsing a play.
She's out of our hair.
Can it, Wazowski? So, what do you think of that kid getting out, Sullivan? Pretty crazy, huh?
Yeah, crazy, huh?
Word on the street is the kid's been traced back to this factory. You haven't seen anything, have you?
Behind Randall, Mike and Sully spot Boo emerging from behind an ash can. She scampers off down the hall.
No way. But if it was an inside job, I'd put my money on Waxford.
Waxford?
Yeah, the one over there at Station 6. You know, he's got them shifty eyes.
Across the room, Waxford turns and looks around, revealing many shifty eyes. Randall's eyes narrow. He heads off towards Waxford.
Hey, Waxford, what time did you leave last night?
Sullivan heads off after Boo. Mike runs after him.
Sully!
Michael Wazowski!
Mike gasps. Celia is right in front of him, scuffed, bruised, and wearing an Elizabethan dog collar around her neck.
Last night was one of the worst nights in my entire life, bar none.
Celia's snakes hiss. They all wear little dog collars too.
I thought you cared about me.
Mike shoots a look at Randall. Is he hearing this?
Honey, please, Schmoopsy. I thought you liked sushi.
Sushi? Sushi? You think this is about sushi?
This gets Randall's attention. He turns towards Mike.
Schmutzy.
Panicking, Mike grabs Celia and kisses her to keep her quiet. Randall looks down at his newspaper. The front page reads, "Kid sighting at sushi restaurant." Randall studies the blurred photo of the kid in the restaurant. In the background of the photo, blurred but unmistakable, is Mike.
Wazowski!
Randall looks up, but Mike is gone. Celia lies on the ground.
Michael! Men.
Interior, miscellaneous hallway. Mike sprints through the hallway of Monsters, Inc. He zips past a water cooler, leaps over a trash can, and scurries around the corner. He comes to a stop in front of a portrait of water nymphs and breathes a sigh of relief. Randall uncamouflages out of the painting.
Yikes!
Randall grabs Mike and pushes him against the wall.
Where's the kid?
Kid. What kid?
It's here in the factory, isn't it?
Mike can't take the pressure.
You're not pinning this on me. It never would have gotten out if you hadn't been cheating last night.
Cheating?
A smile spreads across Randall's face.
Cheating. Right. Okay. I think I know how to make all this go away. What happens when the whistle blows in 5 minutes?
I get a timeout.
Everyone goes to lunch, which means the scare floor will be...
Painted?
Empty. It'll be empty, you idiot. You see that clock?
Mike nods. Randall grabs Mike's arms, using them as a visual aid to drive home his point.
When the big hand is pointing up...
Randall twists Mike's arm out.
And the little hand is pointing up...
Another twist and gasp for Mike.
The kid's door will be in my station. But when the big hand points down...
This one really hurts.
The door will be gone. You have until then to put the kid back. Get the picture?
Mike nods in pain. Interior, miscellaneous hallway. Boo waddles down a hall in her disguise. Babbling happily, she climbs a stack of boxes next to the garbage can. Sullivan runs down the hall searching for Boo. He spots her.
Ooh.
Boo falls into the trash can.
No.
Behind him, Sullivan hears.
Hey, you! Halt!
Sullivan freezes as two CDA agents head towards him.
You're the one.
The one, you mean the one from the commercial?
Affirmative. That's him.
Okay. Can we get an autograph?
Oh. Oh, sure. No problem.
Well, if you can make one that's out to Bethany, my daughter.
The geeks, Smitty and Needleman, emerge from a door, grab the trash can, and wheel it away. Sully notices this turn of events.
Yes, let's see. From your scary friend, best wishes.
The geeks stop in front of a trash chute.
So then I said, if you talk to me like that again, we're through.
What'd she say?
You know my mom. She sent me to my room.
Behind the geeks, Boo climbs out of the garbage. As she does, one of her eye stalks pop off and land in the trash. She waddles off down a hallway. Meanwhile, Sully has finished signing.
Thanks a lot.
See you guys later. Take it easy.
Sullivan turns to see geeks dump the garbage onto the chute. The loose eye stalk rests atop the garbage pile, making it look like Boo is amongst the trash.
Bottoms up.
Boo's eye stalk and trash go tumbling down the garbage chute. Sullivan gasps.
We will now let our actors take a 10-minute intermission while we show you an inspiring video message sent to us by our amazing Mary Gibbs.
Hello everybody, my name is Mary Gibbs and I was the voice of Boo in Monsters Inc. when I was 3 years old. I got the role because my dad was a storyboard artist at Pixar and originally they just needed a little girl to draw. And my mom would put my hair in pigtails every day, so that's why Boo has pigtails. And as the movie progressed, they decided to use my voice for the whole movie. And so from age 2.5 to 3.5, I was brought into the recording studio and followed around with the microphone. And I got to play with all my dad's coworkers. It was bring your daughter to work day every day. And yeah, it was, at the time didn't really know it, but now realizing that I was a part of something really, really special. And, it's 20 years later. I now do Comic-Cons where I'll travel around and meet fans of Pixar and the movie. And I've heard a lot of really inspiring stories about how Monsters, Inc. has pulled people out of some pretty dark places and just brought some joy into their life. And, with this crazy time we've been living in and everything else, people are on their own journey and going through their own battles. But I just want this to be a reminder that no matter what you're going through, to always remember to find that joy in life and keep a positive mindset, and whatever helps bring you to that place. It could be watching Monsters Inc. or another Disney movie, or maybe it's making art or music or reading, whatever it is. Always find something to bring you joy and keep you happy and inspire you, no matter how difficult that seems sometimes. And yeah, really with kids, our future generation, I know it's hard, growing up in this world of social media, and there's so many things we're told and perspectives that are kind of pushed on us, but just, keep finding that joy, keep maintaining that childlike spirit, and just gonna bring you a lot farther. So yeah, again, there's Maple. That joy could be your dog, that's definitely one for me. But yeah, whatever it is, just stay positive and keep on keeping on.
That was really interesting. I wonder if the Bring Your Daughter to Work Day was anything that was maybe inspired one way or another with the film, since they bring that up in the movie as well. I love how she said to keep that childlike joy and find the things that make you happy. It's so important to recognize that we all have our own inner child, as that's what makes us truly empathetic to people in the world, having that shared human experience. So thank you, Mary Gibbs. Now, before we jump back on, we have another video to show of a young girl named Eden whose life was forever changed by RRP.
Eden is just an amazing child. She loves to learn. She loves to paint, sing, and be creative.
She loves to dance and twirl. She's curious about everything. She's a lot of fun to hang out with.
Throughout that first year, she seemed a little bit quiet. Her cry was quiet, and she wasn't babbling as much as other kids.
She was having all sorts of symptoms of labored breathing, and you can really hear it.
When she was about 1.5 years, it kept getting more pronounced. So I took her to the ENT.
He scoped her and immediately said, "We've got to go to surgery."
I was floored. That was the last thing I was expecting. He said that she was breathing through the tiniest pinpoint of an airway, that her airway was 90% obstructed.
And so we went to surgery the following morning. They removed what we thought was just a polyp.
When the doctor came back out, he said, it's not what I thought it was. It's recurrent respiratory papillomatosis.
We didn't have any idea what that was, and he called it RRP. He said it's rare, that there was no cure.
When we got to the hospital room, she was just crying and confused, and it just broke my heart to think of her having to go through this.
It's devastating to a family not knowing if their child's going to live. RRP is the most common benign neoplasm of the larynx. This manifests as lumps, growths, or warts that occur frequently on the voice box, including the vocal cords and the surrounding tissue. The mainstay of treatment is surgical excision. Unfortunately, despite the fact that we are able to remove the visible lesions, they tend to come back. Some children have had dozens or even hundreds of procedures in the operating room by the time they reach adulthood.
32 surgeries.
It's a very unpredictable way of life. Sometimes the inflammation from surgery causes her to have no voice for 1 to 2 weeks. Sometimes every 30 seconds she's coughing. And every little labored breathing scares us. Is gross coming back? Do we need to get into surgery right away? We don't want her to be struggling breathing, but we also don't want to be going into surgery every 2 weeks.
Nothing. The other thing that affects her is her ability to participate in activities. She loves gymnastics, taekwondo, but it's more taxing on her. She would have to work harder to take a breath that most of us take for granted. So that has caused her to sit out on certain things.
They can't run with the other kids and be free. They're living a life with this hanging over their head, whether they'll be able to breathe or if they're going to choke in their sleep.
And as she gets older, she's questioning things a lot more now. She's asking, why do I have to go to the hospital? Why does nobody else in our family have this? Why did God choose me to have this disease? I don't want it.
You can see there's a frustration. She wants to scream sometimes, and there's times where she wants to belt out a lyric. You can tell she's trying everything to yell it out, and it's just a soft whisper that comes out. And I think it's frustration of not having that voice that she hears other people have.
And it's just utterly gut-wrenching and heartbreaking to have to watch your child struggle with that. We're constantly thinking about how to best keep her healthy and safe while giving her a full childhood. Pretty early on, I was able to find the support group. The Recurrent Respiratory Papillomatosis Foundation has been a huge asset and just life-changing because it's patients from all over the world who can share their stories and find a sense of community.
The RRP Foundation was founded in 1992 for patients and caregivers to get support as well as experts in treating the disease to help drive research. Just in the past 10 years, to see the amount of research being done in RRP has given me such hope there's going to be a cure one day. I'm hopeful that in that cure, we're going to find better ways of treating this disease that don't always default to surgery. Because if a patient knows their disease can be managed medically and not surgically, that their voice can be preserved, that they won't miss 30, 40 days of school, it's going to give them options in their education and options in their career. Greater funding is so important in RRP research. We could prevent the malignancy from ever happening, preventing a patient death.
We just hope that Eden can live a wonderful life. We really want her to feel like she's just a normal kid. And we hope that we can find a cure in her lifetime.
We would want her to just live her best life and her authentic, true self. And we're hoping to work with the foundation and show people that this is a disease worth more awareness and attention, and that we need funding, we need awareness, and we need to bind together to find a cure.
All we do as a foundation centers around the patient. The patient voice matters to us. The goal is a cure and non-surgical treatment. It will one day RRP to be a disease of the past.
Absolutely beautiful. Remember, everyone, the link in our is in our bio right now on how to help. Even if you can't donate, learning more about each cause and sharing with others is so helpful, especially on social media, getting the word out there. Well, if everybody's feeling ready, now we will get back to our reading.
Interior stairwell. Sullivan comes hurtling down the stairs, panting. Interior trash compactor, viewing room. Sullivan burst into the room. From behind glass, Sullivan watches the load of garbage, including Boo's eye stalk, move towards a large smashing machine.
Boo!
Interior miscellaneous hallway. Boo comes skipping around a corner and runs into a group of monster kids. A monster daycare worker notices Boo.
Oh, well, hello there. What's your name?
Mike Wadowski.
Interior trash compactor room. Sully reacts in horror as the eye stalk and trash moves through a meat grinder, smashing hammers, chopping blades, and under a large roller. Finally, the machine spits out a compressed cube of garbage. The cube travels down a conveyor belt towards Sully. Atop the cube, still visible, is Boo's eye stalk. Sully reaches for it, and then he faints. Interior lobby. Mike runs in, searching for Sully.
Sully! Sully!
Interior locker room. Mike scans the room.
Okay, Sully. Come on, enough!
Mike sees George and Charlie.
Hey, you guys see Sully anywhere?
Nope. Sorry.
Oh, Sully!
Mike runs off.
Boy, Wazowski looks like he's in trouble.
George opens his locker. The toys and kids' junk from Boo's room, which Sully stuffed in the night before, falls out onto George.
2319! We were 2319!
CDA agents burst out from the bathroom stalls.
Hot!
Oh dear.
George is taken down. Interior miscellaneous hallway. Mike turns a corner, desperate now.
Sully! Sully!
He spots Sullivan staggering along pathetically, cradling his Boo garbage cube in his arms.
Sully, great news, pal. I got us a way out of this mess, but we gotta hurry. Where is it?
Sullivan whimpers as he shows Mike the cube.
So, that's the cube of garbage.
Mike spots the eye stalk.
Uh-oh.
I can still hear her little voice.
Mike Wadowski.
Mike leans in closer to the garbage cube.
Hey, I can hear it too.
Mike Wadowski.
How many kids you got in there?
Mike and Sullivan turn to see a line of monster children led by the daycare worker. Boo's at the end, still in her monster costume, minus one eye stalk.
Kitty!
Boo!
Sullivan runs to Boo. He tosses the cube, which lands on Mike. Sullivan picks her up and hugs her tightly.
Boo! Oh, you're all right. I was so worried. Don't you ever run away from me again, young lady. Oh, I'm so glad you're safe.
My, what an affectionate father.
Oh, actually, she's my cousin's sister's.
Okay, that's enough. Let's go.
A little daycare monster kid steps up to Mike.
Wadowski.
Yeah, step aside, kid. We're not.
Mike waves the kid away. Without warning, the kid bites him. Mike yelps in pain. Boo laughs hysterically. The lights overhead glow intensely, then burst. The daycare kids scream.
Will you stop making Boo laugh?
I Then just come on.
Mike frees his hand. He and Sullivan run down the hallway. Interior, MI hallway. Sullivan holds Boo as he and Mike run down a hallway.
I still don't understand. You've got Boo's door?
I'll explain later. Run!
Interior, scare floor. The floor is dark and empty. Everyone is still at lunch.
Okay, let's move.
Mike closes his eye, not daring to hope.
Oh, please be there. Please be there. Please be there.
Mike opens his eye and spots Boo's door in the station.
There it is, just like Randall said.
Randall? Wait a minute.
Boo squirms out of Sullivan's arms and runs off under a desk. Sullivan tries to calm her.
Whoa, hey, it's okay, Boo.
1, 2, 3, 4. Get the kid back through the door. We're gonna get our lives back. The nightmare is over.
Mike turns around and sees Sullivan.
Hey, what's the matter? Come on, it's time to move.
Sullivan lifts Boo from under the table.
Mike, what are you thinking? We can't trust Randall. He's after Boo.
Who cares? Let's go. This is a limited time offer.
No, I don't like this.
Look, Sully, you wanted her door, and there it is. Now let's move.
No, Mike.
Sullivan holds onto Boo tightly.
Want me to prove everything's not up? Fine.
Mike storms towards Boo's door.
He wants the door. I get the door. He doesn't want the door. Paranoid, delusional furball.
Mike opens Boo's door.
Mike, wait.
Mike enters the room and jumps on the bed. Suddenly, a large box covers Mike and snatches him away. Boo whimpers. Sullivan quickly ducks under a desk. Randall peeks out of Boo's room and emerges with the box. Boo sees Randall and whimpers. Sullivan gently shushes her. She nods and goes quiet. Randall loads the box into a tricked-out hollow scream cart, slams the lid closed, and heads for the hallway. Sully and Boo watch Randall exit. Suddenly, Boo slips and falls forward with a noise.
Ooh.
Randall snaps to attention and disappears. Sully peers out from under the desk. Randall's gone. But where is he? A piece of paper slips off a nearby desk and flutters to the ground. Sully barely dares to breathe. On the other side of the desk, Randall silently uncamouflages. Neither one sees the other, but Randall is moving closer to Sully by the second. The lunch bell rings. Randall rushes off to his cart as monsters return from lunch. Sullivan grabs Boo and sprints after Randall as he pushes his cart out into the hallway.
Hey, Sully! Where you been all day? Sully? Sully!
Interior, hallway. Sullivan follows Randall through the halls, barely able to keep up. Sullivan follows Randall around the corner to a dead end.
Huh?
Disassembled scream carts and tools sit idle. Randall is nowhere to be seen. Sullivan checks the carts for Mike.
Mike? Mike, where are you? You in there? Where are you, buddy?
Meanwhile, Boo plays with some tools hanging on a work panel. Tugging on a wrench, Boo accidentally opens a secret panel, revealing a dark corridor.
That game incredible.
Oh, way to go.
Interior, secret passage. Sullivan tiptoes down the dark passageway, carrying Boo. She whimpers.
It's okay.
The door slams shut behind them. Sullivan continues. Interior, refinery hallway. Sully hears the echoey voices of Randall and Fungus, which grow clearer as Sully gets closer to them.
So to confirm then, you did find the...
Yes, I got the kid.
Oh, okay. That's great news. Not that I was concerned, of course. I
Just get over here and help me.
Interior, secret lab. Sullivan and Boo peer through the wall of pipes. They see Fungus, Randall, and the scream cart.
Come on, come on, come on. While we're young here, Fungus.
Randall and Fungus lift the box out of the scream cart.
Oh, kid needs to take off a few pounds.
They dump the box out into a chair, revealing Mike. This is not what Randall was expecting.
Wazowski? Where is it, you little one-eyed cretin?
Okay, first of all, it's treason. If you're going to threaten me, do it properly. Second of all, you're nuts if you think kidnapping me is going to help you cheat your way to the top.
Randall chuckles evilly.
You still think this is about that stupid scare record?
Well, I did, right up until you chuckled like that. Now I'm thinking I should just get out of here.
Randall clamps Mike into the chair.
I'm about to revolutionize the scaring industry. And when I do, even the great James P. Sullivan is going to be working for me.
Well, someone's certainly been a busy bee.
First, I need to know where the kid is. And you're going to tell me.
I don't know anything.
Uh-huh. Sure.
Randall nods to Fungus, who presses buttons on the console.
I don't.
A large vacuum-like machine lowers from the ceiling.
Uh-oh. What's that?
Sullivan watches as the machine continues to lower from the ceiling. It is an intimidatingly large contraption, jerry-rigged from extra scare station parts.
The thing is moving. Come on, please. I don't like big moving things that are moving towards me. Now, come on. Hey, Randall!
The machine stops in front of Mike. Randall gives it a pat.
Say hello to the Scream Extractor.
Hello.
Randall walks away towards the control panel.
Come on, where you going? We'll talk. Come on, we'll have a latte.
Randall activates the machine. An oxygen-like mask inches towards Mike's face.
Wait, no, come on, hey!
Behind the pipes, Sullivan backs into the darkness with Boo. Mike screams. The device is now inches away from his face.
Help!
The machine's suction pulls Mike's lips closer, then suddenly stops. Powering down with a whir, Mike sighs, relieved. Randall turns angrily on Fungus.
Oh, what did you do wrong this time?
Theo.
Sorry, my internet cut out on you for a minute. I don't know. I calibrated the drive shaft.
Go check the machine.
There must be something wrong with the screen intake, though.
Randall sighs, frustrated. On the back of the console, he sees the cords wiggling.
Huh?
He follows the cords along the floor around a corner. Interior refinery hallway. Randall sees that the machine has been unplugged. Interior secret lab. Fungus adjusts the machine. Mike whispers to him.
Fungus, you like cars, huh? Because I got a really nice car. You let me go, and I'll give you a ride in the car. Please, Fungus.
Sorry for asking, but Randall said I'm not allowed to fraternize with the victims of his evil plot.
Fungus is suddenly pulled up onto the ceiling by a pair of large blue hands. Mike smiles in recognition. Interior refinery hallway. Randall plugs the machine back in. It powers up. Interior secret lab. Randall enters to see Fungus dropped into the machine.
What happened? Where's Wazowski?
Fungus struggles and grows pale, as the machine does. Randall hits a switch on the console, turning it off.
Where is he?
A nearly albino Fungus points weakly towards the exit. Randall takes off angrily. Fungus collapses. Interior MI hallway. Sullivan, Mike, and Boo burst from the tool panel doorway and run down the hall.
This is crazy. He's gonna kill us.
They nearly bump into a group of CDA agents inspecting a trash can.
Hey, be careful with that. That could be contaminated.
Mike, Sully, and Boo do a quick detour, avoiding the CDA.
We gotta get out of here now. We can start our whole new life somewhere far away. Goodbye, Monsters, Inc. Goodbye, Mr. Water News.
Mike runs through a side exit door out of the factory. Sullivan stops.
No, Mike, wait.
Sullivan turns back the way they came.
Hey, what are you doing?
Follow me. I have an idea.
No, 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 no.
Interior simulator tryout room.
No, 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 no.
Thaddeus Bile is standing on one leg, sticking his tongue out at an animatronic kid.
Simulation terminated. Simulation terminated.
What was that? You're trying to scare the kid, not lull it to sleep.
The recruits sit in their usual chairs, taking notes.
I was going for a snake ninja approach with a little hissing.
How many times do I have to tell you? It's all about the presence. About how you enter a room.
Sullivan bursts into the room holding Boo. Mike follows.
Mr. Waternoose.
James, perfect timing.
No, sir, you don't understand.
Now show these monsters how it's done.
What? No, I can't. Sir, you have to listen to me.
Waternoose grabs Boo from Sullivan and hands her to Mike.
Pay attention, everyone. You're about to see the best in the business. Reset the simulator.
Sir.
Waternoose positions Sullivan on the stage and steps behind the control panel. The lights in the room dim and the animatronic kid resets.
Night, sweetheart.
Hide, kiddo.
Mike sets Boo down. She immediately runs towards Sullivan on the stage.
Kitty! No, Boo, no.
Now give us a big, loud roar.
Mr. Waternoose, there's no time for this.
Come on. What are you waiting for? Roar.
But, sir.
Waternoose is determined.
Roar.
With no other choice.
Roar.
And a mighty roar it is. The animatronic kid screams. By now, Boo has reached the stage, close enough to feel the full impact of Sullivan's roar. His glaring eyes and snarling teeth are genuinely horrifying. Sullivan has become a gruesome, terrible monster. Boo's face widens in fear. The recruits are impressed.
Well done, James.
Terrified, Boo runs to hide. Sullivan sees her go.
Boo?
Waternoose and Flint escort the recruits out of the room.
All right, gentlemen, I hope you learned a valuable lesson in scaring today. Read chapters 2 and 3 in your manuals. I'll see you all in the morning.
Sullivan finds Boo hiding in the shadows, crying.
Boo?
Sullivan reaches for Boo, trying to calm and reassure her. Boo struggles to get away.
Boo, it's me.
She backs away from Sullivan and trips over a cable. Her hood flops open, revealing her scarred face.
The child.
Mike rushes in to explain.
Sir, she isn't toxic. I know it sounds crazy, but trust me.
As Mike continues, Sullivan approaches Boo, who is petrified.
Boo, it's okay. I was just...
Sullivan reaches towards Boo. She cringes.
Oh, no, don't be scared. That wasn't real. It's just that I was just...
Behind Boo is the bank of monitors displaying a still image of Sullivan's fearsome roar. This is the way hundreds of children see him every night in their rooms. This is what Boo saw. Sullivan looks down at Boo, who is crying.
Boo.
She runs from Sullivan's towards Waternoose, hiding behind one of his crab legs.
Boo.
Mike is still explaining the situation to Waternoose.
He's trying to kill us. This whole thing is Randall's fault.
Randall?
Yes, and we can take you to a secret lab, which is right in this factory.
Waternoose is stunned. He lets this information sink in.
How could this happen? How could this happen? Does anyone else know about this?
No, sir.
Good. This company can't afford any more bad publicity. Now, before we do anything else, let's take care of the child.
Waternoose picks up Boo. Sullivan watches her, full of remorse. Interior simulator tryout room next to door station. Waternoose flips a switch and the simulator door ejects, just like the scare floor that travels away on an overhead track.
I never thought things would come to this. Not in my factory. Sorry you boys got mixed up in this. Especially you, James. But now we can set everything straight again for the good of the company.
Sully tries in vain to catch Boo's eye. A huge metal door lowers into the station with a bang.
Sir, that's not her door.
I know.
Randall uncamouflages in front of the door and opens it. Snow swirls through from the other side.
It's yours.
Waternoose pushes Mike and Sully through the door.
Ah!
Exterior, snow-covered mountain range, late afternoon. A blizzard rages. Sully and Mike land face down in the snow. Waternoose stands in the doorway, holding Boo. Sullivan makes a run for the door, but it's slammed in his face.
No!
Sully pulls the door open and sees only more snow. The portal to the monster world is closed.
Boo!
Mike and Sully are in the middle of a snowy mountain range. Panicked, Sullivan opens and slams the door, but nothing changes.
No, 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 no!
Behind him, Mike watches angrily.
It's too late. We're banished, genius. We're in the human world. Oh, what a great idea going to your old pal Waternoose. Too bad he was in on the whole thing. All you had to do was listen to me just once, but you didn't, did you?
Sullivan desperately runs his hands along the sides of the door, looking for anything that might activate it.
You're still not listening. Ah!
Mike leaps onto Sullivan's back, sending both of them tumbling down the side of a snowy mountain.
Ah!
Mike continues to pound at Sullivan as they flip over an embankment, landing with a thud several yards below.
Take that!
Suddenly, a huge shadow covers them. They look up to see a giant monster.
Welcome to the Himalayas!
Interior Yeti's cave.
Abominable! Can you believe that? Do I look abominable to you?
Mike huddles around the lantern for warmth. He's wearing mittens on his horns, hands, and feet.
Why can't they call me the adorable snowman or the agreeable snowman? For crying out loud, I'm a nice guy. Snow cone?
The Yeti holds out a tray of yellow snow cones.
Oh, no, don't worry. It's lemon.
Sullivan sits at the mouth of the cave, staring at his hands.
Did you see the way she looked at me?
In anguish, he buries his face in his hands.
Oh, poor guy. I understand. It ain't easy being banished. Take my buddy Bigfoot. When he was banished, he wrapped in an enormous diaper out of poison ivy and wore it on his head like a tiara. Called himself King Itchy.
Mike looks up at Yeti as though he's insane.
It won't be so hard for you guys. How lucky can you get? Banished with your best friend?
He is not my friend.
Oh. I just assumed you were buddies when I saw you out there in the snow, hugging and all.
Mike stares angrily at Sullivan.
Look at that big jerk. Ruined my life. And for what? A stupid kid. Because of you, I am now stuck in this frozen wasteland.
Wasteland? I think you mean Wonderland. I mean, how about all this fabulous snow, huh? And wait till you see the local village. Cutest thing in the world. I haven't even mentioned all the free yak's milk.
For the first time, Sullivan turns, his eyes alive.
What did you say?
Yak's milk? Milking a yak ain't exactly a picnic, but once you pick the hairs out, it's very nutritious.
Sullivan jumps up, runs across the cave, and grabs the Yeti.
No. Something about a village. Where? Are there kids in it?
Kids, sure. Tough kids, sissy kids, kids who climb on rocks.
This diversion is more than Sullivan can handle.
Where is it?
At the bottom of the mountain, like around a 3-day hike.
3 days? We need to get there now.
Sully punches the wall in frustration, sending a piece of ice across the floor. It stops in front of a pile of hiker paraphernalia piled in the corner of the cave. Sully's eyes light up. He has an idea. Yeti watches as Sullivan digs through the stuff.
You want to go to the village? Okay. Rule number 1. One out here. Always. No. Never go out in a blizzard.
We need to get to Boo.
A snowball hits Sullivan in the back. Yeti points to Mike nervously. He didn't.
What about us?
Smack. Mike throws another snow cone.
Ever since that kid came in, you've ignored everything I said, and now look where we are.
Smack.
We were about to break the record, Sully. We would have had it made.
That matters now.
None of it matters. Wait a second. None of it matters? Okay, that's good. Great. So now the truth comes out, doesn't it?
There is an uncomfortable pause.
Oh, would you look at that? We're out of snow cones. Let me just go outside and make some more.
The Yeti leaves.
Sully, what about everything we ever worked for? Does that matter? Huh? What about Celia? I am never gonna see her again. Doesn't that matter?
Sullivan has finished building a makeshift toboggan. In silence, he slowly pushes it past Mike.
What about me? I'm your pal. I'm your best friend. Don't I matter?
Sullivan stops at the mouth of the cave and turns around.
I'm sorry, Mike. I'm sorry we're stuck out here. I didn't mean for this to happen. But Boo's in trouble. I think there might be a way to save her. If we can just get down to that.
We. Whoa. We. No, there's no we this time, pal. If you want to go out there and freeze to death, you be my guest. Because you're on your own.
Mike turns his back on Sullivan, folding his arms. There is nothing Sullivan can say. He turns and pushes the toboggan out of the cave. The cave goes dark. Mike stares in disbelief. Sullivan is gone. Exterior Himalayan mountainside night. Sullivan races down the mountainside on his makeshift sled. The lantern dangles from a ski pole on the sled, lighting the way as Sully navigates the treacherous terrain. He zips by the Yeti, holding a fresh tray of snow cones.
Hey, got more snow cones.
The sled narrowly missing boulders and picking up speed until...
Whoa.
Sullivan's sled smashes into a boulder and bursts apart. He tumbles down the mountainside, finally sliding to a stop, face down in the snow. Sully lies motionless in the snow, the wind howling through his fur. A child screams in the distance. Was that the wind? Sullivan slowly lifts his head. Another scream, this one louder than the first. Sullivan's eyes widen. Through the snow, Sullivan can barely make out a small Tibetan village. Interior, stair floor. George Sanderson leans on his crutch nervously, trembling as he stands in front of his door with his assistant Charlie.
Oh, come on now, George. I know you can do this. I picked out an easy door for you in Nepal. Nice, quiet Nepal.
You know, You're right.
Mhm.
Here, take this.
Go get him, Georgie.
As George steps up to the door, Sullivan bursts through, trampling George.
Gangway, look out, coming through.
George lies flattened on the ground.
Sorry, George.
What the? Hey, you can't just.
As George staggers to his feet, Charlie spots a sock stuck to his chest. Charlie's eyes go wide.
23-9!
Before Charlie can finish, George grabs him by the throat, stuffs the sock in his mouth, and tosses him in the child's bedroom. George relaxes, whistling happily as he walks away. Interior hallway. Sullivan runs past various monsters in the hallway.
Out of the way.
Hey!
Interior secret lab. Randall straps Boo into the scream extractor chair. She whimpers as Waternoose looks on.
Finally. Should have never trusted you with this. Because of you, I did banish my top scare.
With this machine, we won't need scarers. Besides, Sullivan got what he deserved.
Sullivan was twice the scare you will ever be.
Randall glares at Waternoose. Interior hallway. Sullivan rips off the door to the secret passageway and runs through. Interior secret lab. Fungus revs up the machine. Waternoose and Randall watch with anticipation as the machine nears Boo's face. In fear, she calls out for Sullivan.
Kitty!
Just in time, Sullivan rushes in, roaring angrily. He grabs the scream extractor and forces it away from Boo.
Kitty!
I'm sorry, Boo.
Waternoose looks as if he's seen a ghost.
Sullivan?
With a massive effort, Sullivan wrenches the machine from its moorings and throws it towards Randall. Waternoose and Fungus. It pins them to the wall. Sullivan frees Boo from the chair. Waternoose turns to Randall, who's managed to escape.
Stop him.
Randall camouflages, disappearing. Sullivan picks Boo out of the chair.
Let's get you home.
Sullivan picks up Boo's door card key and runs towards the exit. Suddenly, Sully is knocked back into a room as if punched by nothing.
Finish him off.
Sullivan keeps getting punched. He can't see where it's coming from. Behind him, a scream can rises into the air and hits him. Sully falls to the ground, still holding Boo. Randall materializes, hanging from the ceiling.
You don't know how long I've wanted to do that, Sullivan.
Sullivan swings at Randall and misses. Using his tail as a whip, Randall sends Sully flying out into the hallway. Sullivan lands with a thud. Boo spills out of his arms, and she quickly hides in a crevice in the hallway. Sullivan is hit in the face with a snowball. He turns to see
Mike?
Look, it's not that I don't care about the kid.
Mike, you don't understand.
Mid-sentence, Sully is attacked by an invisible Randall. Mike continues his apology, oblivious.
Yes, I do. I was just mad, that's all. I needed some time to think. But you shouldn't have left me out there.
Sullivan is slammed against the wall.
I'm being attacked.
No, I'm not attacking you. I'm trying to be honest. Just hear me out. Look, you and I are a team. Nothing is more important than our friendship.
Boo tugs on Mike's arm and points at an invisible Randall.
I know, kid. He's too sensitive.
Invisible Randall chokes Sullivan, who gasps for air.
Come on, pal. If you start crying, I'm gonna cry. And I'll never get through this.
Sullivan grasps futilely at his neck.
I'm sorry I wasn't there for you, but I am now.
Sully is about to black out.
Hey, Sully, I am bearing my soul here. The least you could do is pay attention.
Mike hurls the snowball towards Sullivan, but instead of it smashing into Randall's invisible face, exposing him to view. Sullivan punches Randall, knocking him out. Randall collapses to the ground, becoming visible again, and Sullivan grasps for air.
Hey, look at that. It's Randall. Oh.
Sullivan picks up Boo and Mike and runs out.
Come on!
Randall is beginning to come to. Waternoose yells at him from behind the machine.
Get up. can't be any witnesses.
Randall lifts himself off the ground.
There won't be.
Interior MI hallway. Sullivan runs down the hallway carrying both Boo and Mike.
I'm glad you came back, Mike.
Hey, somebody has to take care of you, big hairball.
A horrible scream gets Mike's attention. It's Celia. Snakes flowing wildly. She leaps through the air and tackles him to the ground.
Schmoopsy fool, I really can't talk.
Come on.
Sully drags Mike away. Celia isn't about to be left behind again. She holds on to Mike and so is dragged after him.
Michael, if you don't tell me what's going on right now, we are through. Do you hear me? Through.
Okay, here's the truth. You know the kid that they're looking for? Sully let her in. We tried to send her back, but now Water News has a secret plot and Randall's right behind us and he's trying to kill us.
You expect me to believe that pack of lies, Mike Wazowski?
Boo pops up from behind Sullivan's shoulder.
Mike Wazowski!
Celia shrieks in surprise. She lets go of Mike as he and Sully run the corner towards the scare floor.
I love you, Schmoopsy poo.
Randall and Fungus come running down the hall, chasing after Sullivan and Mike. They trip over a slow monster pushing a scream cart.
Will you move it? Look out, you idiot!
Celia's eyes widen, then narrow in determination. Interior scare floor. Sullivan and Mike run into a crowded scare floor and head for an empty station.
Look out! Coming through here! Coming through! Make way! Move it!
Sorry.
They wipe Boo's card and they wait anxiously for her door to arrive.
Hurry up! Hurry up!
Randall and Fungus run out into the scare floor.
There they are!
Sullivan and Mike turn at the sound of Randall's voice.
Attention employees. Randall Boggs has just broken the all-time scare record.
Randall and Fungus are mobbed by a collection of excited employees who trap the duo.
Huh? No, I didn't. Get out of my way.
Way to go, Randall. Nice job.
Interior hallway. Celia hangs up an intercom phone with a smile. Success.
Go get him, Googly Bear.
Interior scare floor. Sully and Mike watch as Fungus and Randall struggle to break free of the crowd. Boo squeals happily as her door enters the scare floor on the conveyor belt above.
There it is!
Meanwhile, Fungus is being tossed happily into the air by a celebratory group.
Oh!
Get off my tail! Let me through!
Randall is finally able to push his way through the mob. He heads towards Sullivan. Boo's door will not reach their station before Randall. Sullivan punches a red panic button on the keypad. An alarm sounds and Boo's door, posed high above the station, heads back into the door vault. Sullivan runs towards the next station over. All the doors are being returned to the vault.
Sully, what are you doing?
Grab on, Mike.
With Boo in one hand, Sully grabs the door as it sails out of the station. Mike manages to grab onto Sully's tail.
Are you out of your mind?
Randall watches the trio cling to the door hanging overhead. He climbs aboard the door, being ejected, and sails up onto the track several doors behind Sully, Mike, and Boo. The 24 doors glide towards the vault. Interior connecting door tunnel. Sullivan, Mike, and Boo follow Boo's door down a long corridor.
Sully, what are we doing?
We have to get to Boo's door and find the station.
What a plan. Simple yet insane.
Randall hangs from a door, two behind them. He leaps forward, one door, closing the gap. Interior door vault. The corridor opens up into a massive room. Millions of doors as far as the eye can see. Travel on overhead tracks.
Whoa.
Oh boy.
Their door suddenly pitches forward.
Hold on.
They speed through the vault as if on a roller coaster ride.
Look down.
The door pitches and twists dangerously as it is switched from track to track. Boo enjoys the ride. The door turns, suddenly going into a 90-degree drop.
Ah!
Boo screams happily. The light on the door they're riding lights up and fades off. The track rounds a post.
I'm gonna be sick. I'm gonna be sick.
Ahead, a switcher reroutes the door into multiple tracks. Boo's door on one, their door on another.
No!
Randall's door switches into yet another track. Sullivan visually follows Boo's door. It stops, stacked against a wall of doors.
Whose door?
There it is. How are we supposed to get to it now?
Their door travels into a corridor of doors, surrounded on all sides, enveloping them in darkness. It slows to a stop.
It's a dead end, Sully.
From the other end of the tunnel of doors, Randall jumps into a door and rides towards them.
There he is.
Sullivan gets an idea.
Make her laugh.
What? Sully?
Just do it.
Mike pulls his eyelids out and snaps it back into his eye.
Ow!
As Boo squeals with laughter, the light above their door illuminates. The doors surrounding them activate too. In fact, every door in the vault powers up, their lights growing bright red. By now, Randall is almost upon them.
Get it open.
Here he comes.
The trio jump inside and shut their door just as Randall leaps towards them.
Give me that kid! Oof!
Exterior, Hawaiian beach, day. It's a beautiful, tranquil day in the tropics. Sullivan, Mike, and Boo run out of the Hawaiian beach house onto the sand.
Why couldn't we get banished here?
Come on, we gotta find another door.
They head into a nearby beach house. Interior door vault. Sullivan, Mike, and Boo burst out of the door, hanging thousands of feet in the air.
Whoa.
Doors are stacked in rows above and below them, like a wall.
Look. Boo's door.
He climbs from one door to the next, trying to reach Boo's door. Mike sees Randall approaching from the Hawaiian door. He shuts it. He shimmies up towards Sullivan.
There he is. Hurry up. Hurry up.
Give me your hand.
Mike's hand slips from Sullivan's grasp, but he grasps Mike's foot. Mike hangs precariously over the vault, thousands of feet in the air.
Whoa!
Sullivan pulls Mike up into the door with him, just as Randall emerges from Hawaii. Interior, Japanese bedroom, late afternoon. Mike and Sullivan come to the Japanese paper door. Their silhouettes are visible as they pause in front of it.
Come on, it's light. It's light.
Oh, right.
Sullivan slides the door open and they run through the room. Interior door vault. They emerge again, this time through a door moving along the door track.
Jump! I'm right behind you.
Sullivan jumps into another track of doors below. Mike follows. They land on a platform.
Come on.
Mike looks back and sees Randall approaching.
Hurry up, keep moving.
The only available door is on the ground. Undergoing some sort of maintenance, Sully opens the door and motions for Mike to jump in.
Get inside.
Interior, French kids' room, day. Because the door was lying sideways, Mike fall changes trajectory. As he enters the room, he falls sideways onto the floor.
Whoa! Oof. That was weird.
Sullivan falls through, landing on Mike.
Mike! Oh, sorry, buddy.
They.
Mike and Sullivan run through the room and exit. Interior door vault. Randall runs across the platform and jumps through the door on the ground. Interior, French kids' room, day. Randall lands, then continues after Mike and Sullivan. Interior, door vault, high up. Randall emerges. The door slams in his face. Mike appears behind it.
I hope that hurt, lizard boy.
Mike jumps over to a door with Sullivan and Boo. The three ride off across the vault.
Great job, buddy. We lost him.
Suddenly, Boo slips through Sully's arms and disappears. Boo screams. Randall appears atop the door, holding Boo in his many arms.
Ha ha!
Randall pulls out a pin from their door, sending it plummeting downward. Mike and Sullivan stare up at Randall in disbelief as they fall. Randall smiles down at them.
Nice working with ya.
Sullivan and Mike struggle to hang onto the door as it plunges downward.
Get it open.
Trying.
Mike is able to open the door and clamber into the bedroom. Interior child's bedroom. Mike pulls Sully through and shuts the door just moments before it smashes into tiny pieces on the floor. Interior door vault overhead track. Randall jumps from door to door holding Boo. Interior door vault maintenance platform. A pile of partially assembled doors starts to move as if someone were stacked within it. The top door pops open and Sullivan jumps out, followed by Mike. They run to the edge of the platform.
Boo!
Sullivan spots a little purple figure riding a door off in the distance.
There they are.
He runs to the end of the platform, which sticks out precariously over a sea of moving doors like the prow of a ship. Sullivan climbs up and balances on it.
Sully, what are you doing? Sully!
Timing it just right, Sullivan leaps out into the passing door. Mike follows, jumping onto the door behind him. Their doors join up with the freeway of doors above, speeding ahead.
Looks like we caught the express, pal.
Sullivan desperately scans the doors above.
Do you see them?
Straight ahead.
Sure enough, Randall is heading towards the exit with Boo in tow. Sullivan jumps into a faster moving door on an adjacent track. He jumps a second time but loses his grip, almost falling. The door tilts towards another track, banging into oncoming doors as they zip by.
Whoa! Ah!
Randall hears the commotion and turns around. He spots Sullivan, regaining his balance and closing in. Randall opens the door he's riding and slithers into the room. Sullivan uses his door like a pendulum to swing forward into the room after him. Interior miscellaneous kids' room. Sullivan bursts through the door and spots Boo standing alone in the middle of the moonlit room.
Kitty!
Boo!
Randall swings down from the rafters, kicks Sullivan, and sends him tumbling backwards out of the open door. Sully just barely gets a handhold on the lip of the door.
Ah! Ah!
Interior door vault. Randall stands menacingly over Sully, who holds onto the bottom of the door for dear life.
Look at everybody's favorite scarer now. You stupid, pathetic waste.
Randall stomps on one of Sullivan's hands, knocking it off the door's edge. Sully dangles by one arm as the door speeds through the vault. Interior miscellaneous kids' room. Boo cowers at the back of the room, afraid. Interior door vault. Randall steps on Sullivan's other hand. Sully hangs on with just 2 fingers.
You've been number 1 for too long, Sullivan. Now your time is up.
Interior miscellaneous kids' room. Seeing her kitty in danger, Boo's face changes from fear to anger. Interior door vault. Randall prepares to push Sully off once and for all.
And don't worry, I'll take good care of the kid.
No!
Suddenly, something yanks Randall's head back.
Oh, yeah!
Boo is riding Randall, pulling his fronds. Each painful jerk of his fronds makes Randall change colors. Sullivan lifts himself back up into the room. Clinging to Randall like a bucking bronco, Boo grabs a bat and wallops Randall repeatedly on the head. With each hit, he changes colors and patterns.
Ow! Youch! Ah!
Sullivan grabs Randall by the neck, wrestling him like an alligator. Randall writhes and wriggles, but Sully is able to subside him. Boo roars at Randall.
She's not scared of you anymore.
Boo roars again.
Looks like you're out of a job.
Randall gulps. Interior door vault platform. Mike places a door near the edge of the platform, opens it, and crouches down in front of it like a baseball catcher.
All right, Sully. Come on, over the plate. Let's see the whole stuff here, pal. Come on now. Hum, baby, hum, baby. Here's the pitch.
Sullivan prepares to toss Randall through the door.
No, wait. Please, don't.
Sully pitches Randall through.
Ah!
And he is out of here.
Mike slams the door closed. Exterior, broken down bayou, swamp, house, night. A dilapidated trailer splits swamp side. We see silhouettes of a boy, his mom, and Randall. Mama, another gator got in the house.
Another gator? Give me that shovel.
Mama beams Randall on the head with the shovel. Get it, Mama. Get that gator.
Ow!
Interior door vault platform. Sullivan smashes the light on top of the door.
Care to do the honors, Mikey?
With pleasure.
Mike pushes the dilapidated door over the side of the platform. It falls and smashes at the bottom of the vault. Boo waves goodbye and gives Randall a big wet raspberry.
That's right, Boo. You did it. You did. Come on.
Interior door vault, Boo's door. Sullivan, Mike, and Boo climb into Boo's door.
Okay, Boo. It's time to go home. Take care of yourself and be a good girl, okay?
Mike opens Boo's door, but sees only other doors stacked behind it.
Oh no!
The power's up. Make her laugh again.
All right, I gotta move that bring down the house.
Mike jumps gracefully into the air and does a flip, landing crotch first on top of the metal door track. Sullivan noticed that Boo's hood is down.
Oh, sorry. She didn't see that.
What? What did you do? Forget to check if her stupid hood was up, you big dope!
Boo frowns. She doesn't like Mike to yell at Sully.
Uncle Mikey, try not to yell in front of her. You know, we still need her to laugh.
Right. Hey, Boo, just kidding. Look.
Mike closes the door on his face, squishing it and making a goofy face.
Hello, Boo.
Nothing from Boo, who is not in the mood to laugh now.
Funny, right? These are the jokes, kid.
Boo's door jerks violently and heads off towards the exit. Mike, Sully, and Boo hang onto the door as it moves.
Whoa, what's happening?
Hold on.
Interior scare floor. Waternoose stands at an empty door station with Boo's card key in his claw. He addresses a group of CDA agents.
When the door lands, stand in the station. Cut the power. You'll have the child and the criminals responsible for the whole mess.
Boo's door sails out of the vault corridor and into the scare floor. Sullivan, Mike, and Boo peek out from behind the door and see Waternoose and CDA agents below.
A welcoming committee. What are we gonna do?
Sullivan has an idea. The door lands in the station and the power shuts off.
This is the CDA. Come out slowly with the child in plain sight.
Mike emerges from behind the door carrying Boo.
Okay. You got us. Here we are. Here's the kid. I'm cooperating. But before you take us away, I have one thing to say.
Mike sticks his tongue out. There's a sock on it.
Catch!
It lands on an agent in the middle of the pack. The frenzied CDA agents pounce on the agent with the sock.
2319, we have a toxic projectile. Isolate the contaminant.
Mike takes off carrying Boo. The CDA agents see this and chase after them.
After the suspect! After that suspect!
Clear the area. Bring in reinforcements.
Waternoose takes up the rear.
Stop him.
As the commotion clears, Sullivan peeks out from behind Boo's door. Boo is with him, now out of her disguise and wearing only one sock. Sullivan pops her down out of the station and heads for the exit.
Come on.
Waternoose hurries after the CDA agents.
Don't let them get away.
Clang. Waternoose spins around to see Sullivan, who has knocked over a stack of cans during his escape. Sully scoops up Boo and her door and heads for the door.
Wait, come back. He has the child.
It's no use. The agents have already disappeared after Mike. Something snaps. Waternoose lunges after Sullivan like a wild animal. Interior in my hallway. Sullivan races down the hall with Boo in one arm and her door in the other. Waternoose clambers after them, closing in.
Sullivan, Sullivan, give me the child.
Interior simulator tryout room. Sullivan bursts through the door of the simulator room. Water noose closed behind. Sully breaks a pipe off the wall and slides it through the door handles just as water noose slams against the door. Sully bends the pipe around the handles to secure it. He frantically removes the door, currently in the station.
Open this door. Open this door.
Sully replaces the simulator door with Boo's door.
Sullivan, don't do it.
Sullivan pushes a button on the door station keypad, picks Boo up, and runs inside.
Come on.
Sullivan looks back at Waternoose.
Don't go in that room.
Sullivan closes the closet door behind them. Waternoose yells and beats against the tryout room door. Interior, Boo's room. Sullivan stands over the bed, tucking in the sheets.
I think we stopped him, Boo. You're safe now. You be a good girl, okay?
Slam. Sully turns to see Waternoose standing in the room, closing the door behind him.
This has gone far enough, James.
Sullivan stands protectively in front of the bed.
She's home now. Just leave her alone.
I can't do that. She's seen too much. You both have.
It doesn't have to be this way.
I have no choice. Times have changed. Scaring isn't enough anymore.
Waternoose closes in on Sullivan, raising up on his crab legs, intimidatingly.
But kidnapping children?
I'll kidnap 1,000 children before I let this company die. And I'll silence anyone who gets in the way.
Waternoose smacks Sullivan, sending him flying to the floor.
No.
Waternoose grabs Boo from the bed.
Night, Mom. Night, Mom. Night, Mom.
What?
Waternoose blinks uncomprehendingly. The child isn't Boo at all, but the animatronic kid from the simulator. The wall of the bedroom begins to rise.
Simulation terminated. Simulation terminated.
Interior simulator tryout room. Behind the fourth wall of the simulator, the tryout room is filled with yellow-suited CDA agents. Mike sits in the evaluator's chair.
Well, I don't know about the rest of you guys, but I spotted several big mistakes.
How did you? How?
You know what? Let's watch my favorite part again, shall we?
Mike rewinds the tape and plays it.
I'll kidnap 1,000 children before I let this company die.
Mike plays it back again for emphasis.
I'll kidnap 1,000 children before I let this company die.
Waternoose sees himself on the monitor.
What?
The CDA agents discuss the situation. Boo peeks out from under the bed. Sullivan motions for her to stay quiet. She nods and crawls back. CDA agents walk into the stage and grab Waternoose.
All right, come with us now.
What are you doing? Take your hands off me. You can't arrest me.
The CDA agents lead Waternoose out of the simulator room.
I hope you're happy, Sullivan. You've destroyed this company. Monsters Incorporated is dead. Will everyone get their screams now? The energy crisis will get worse. Because of you.
Sullivan is clearly troubled by Waternoose's words.
Stay where you are. Number one wants to talk to you. Attention!
Sullivan and Mike exchange a confused look. A parade of agents enter the room, standing at attention as the last two enter. They make room for...
Hello, boys.
Sullivan and Mike's mouths drop open.
Roz?
2.5 years of undercover work were almost wasted when you intercepted that child, Mr. Sullivan. Of course, without your help, I never would have known that this went all the way up to Waternoose.
Boo scampers up to Sullivan. Nearby CDA agents nervously step away.
Now, about the girl.
Sullivan scoops Boo up in his arms.
I just want to send her home.
Very good. Bring me a door shredder.
What? You mean I can't see her again?
That's the way it has to be. I'll give you 5 minutes.
Sully looks at Boo and sighs. Boo seems to understand. Interior simulator room. Sully activates Boo's door. The light illuminates. Mike taps Boo lightly on the shoulder. He holds out his hand formally.
Well, so long, kid.
Mike Wazowski.
Boo gives Mike a big hug. He tenses, then relaxes and hugs her back.
Oh, Boo, it's been fun.
Boo waves bye-bye to Mike as she turns back to Sully.
Go ahead. Go grow up.
Sullivan smiles down at Boo. Ready? Sully opens her door. Boo squeals with delight. Interior, Boo's room. Boo runs into the room, happy to be home. She pulls Sullivan into her room and hands him various toys, each one with a new sense of excitement.
Boo. Oh, look at that. Yeah, you know that. Oh, that's cute. Yeah, Boo.
Boo hands him a teddy bear.
Well, that's very nice.
Sully realizes it's up to him to say goodbye. He grabs her playfully and flies her like an airplane to her bed.
Come here, you.
Boo giggles wildly as Sullivan deposits her in bed. He tucks the teddy bear next to her.
Oh, he's a happy bear.
Boo looks to her closet and points.
There's Björkslöp.
Nothing's coming out of that closet to scare you anymore, right?
Boo smiles and gives a little nod. Sullivan tickles her chin.
Goodbye, Boo.
Kitty?
Kitty has to go.
Boo gives Sully a big hug. Sullivan sets her back in bed, then walks slowly to the door. He looks back at her one last time. Boo looks at him sadly from her bed. Sully turns away, slowly closing the closet door after him. Boo jumps out of bed. She runs to her closet and opens it.
Boo!
The door opens, revealing clothes, boxes, and toys.
Kitty?
The portal to the monster world is closed. Interior simulator room. Boo's door is shredded.
None of this ever happened, gentlemen. And I don't want to see any paperwork on this.
Roz and the CDA agents exit. Sullivan and Mike share a silent moment. Mike notices a single piece of Boo's door on the floor. He hands it to Sullivan. Sullivan clasps the small chip in his large hand. Exterior, MI Factory Day. CDA agents shut Waternoose into the back of their van and drive away. A large crowd of MI employees murmur with concern about what will happen now.
I bet we get the rest of the day off.
You idiot! They're gonna shut down the factory!
Oh.
Several monsters gasp. Exterior MI front doors. Sullivan and Mike walk out into the evening light.
I'm telling you, pal, when that wall went up, you should have seen the look on Waternoose's face. I hope we get a copy of that tape.
Mike looks up at Sullivan. His buddy looks pretty sad.
Hey, you all right? Come on, pal, cheer up. We did it. We got Boo home. Sure, we put the factory in the toilet and hundreds of people will be out of work now. Not to mention the angry mob that'll come after us when there's no more power. But hey, at least we have some laughs, right?
As Mike continues walking, Sullivan slowly comes to a stop, an idea forming in his mind.
Laughs.
Interior, child's bedroom. A kid sleeps in bed. Soft moonlight illuminates the room. A shadow cuts across the bed sheets. The silhouette of a large horned creature rises up over the bed. The kid sees the monster and gasps. Suddenly, the whine of microphone feedback fills the room.
Hey, is this thing on? Hello, hello, testing, testing.
The kid turns on a light, revealing Mike sitting on a stool, microphone in hand.
Hey, good evening. How are you? Nice to see you. I tell you, it's great to be here in your room. Where are you from?
The kid stares at Mike, confused.
Never mind. You were in kindergarten, right? I love kindergarten. Best 3 years of my life.
No response. Is that supposed to be funny?
But I loved sports. Dodgeball was the best. I was the fastest one out there. Of course, I was the ball.
The kid looks on skeptically. That was worse than the last joke. Mike knows he's dying.
All right.
Mike stands up, tosses the microphone in his mouth, and swallows it. Amplified stomach gurgles are heard while he waits. He finally lets out a huge burp, projecting the microphone out of his mouth and catching it. The kid begins to howl with laughter. Mike grabs a stool and heads for the closet door.
Hey, thanks a lot. I'll be here all week. Remember to tip your waitresses.
Interior laugh floor. The scare floor has now officially become the laugh floor. Mike smiles as a gigantic can fills with laughs.
Great job, Mikey. You filled your quota on the first kid of the day.
Not bad, huh? You know, only someone with perfect comedic timing can produce this much energy in one shot.
Uh-huh. And the fact that laughter is 10 times more powerful than a scream had nothing to do with it.
Mike clears his throat sheepishly.
Googly Bear, come here, you.
Celia calls to Mike from a nearby desk. Mike tosses the microphone and runs to her.
Swoopsy boo!
Celia and Mike kiss. Celia's snakes begin kissing Mike too.
Girls, stop. Michael, you're such a charmer.
Hey, did you bring the magazine?
Just delivered a whole box.
Let me see it. Sully, I made the cover, right?
He opens the box and we see Business Shriek magazine. The lead article, Monsters Inc. back on top, shows Sullivan in full view. Mike's face is totally obscured by the barcode.
I don't believe it.
Googly Bear.
Mike lifts up a copy of the magazine and holds it in front of him.
I'm on the cover of a magazine! Ow!
Interior laugh floor. A monster inserts chattering teeth into his mouth as he walks into a closet door. Fungus puts on a pair of three-eyed Groucho glasses.
Oh, this is great.
George walks by carrying a watermelon and a mallet. Thaddeus Bile backs out of the door, Jack sticking from his butt. Laughter emanates from the kids' rooms, filling the tank. Satisfied, Bile bounces a soccer ball and smiles. Sullivan makes his way to the end of the hall. He surveys the fruit of his labors. Laughter emanates from all the doors. Workers happily move giant scream cans, tell each other jokes, juggle, and enjoy themselves. A graph on Sullivan's clipboard shows first-year profits going through the roof, but Sully's smile fades. Taped to the clipboard backing is the now tattered picture Boo drew of herself and Sully. Below is the wooden chip from her door.
Hey, Sully.
Sullivan covers the picture as Mike approaches.
Oh, hey, Mike. I was,
Listen, if you got a minute, there's something I want to show you, okay? Close your eyes. Follow me. Come on, no peeking.
Sullivan follows Mike with a sigh. Interior simulator room. Mike backs into the room, leaving Sullivan alone.
Come on, keep coming, keep coming.
Mike.
Come on and follow the sultry sound of my voice. Okay, stop. Open up.
Sully opens his eyes. Before him sits Boo's reconstructed door, meticulously glued back together.
Ta-da!
Sullivan stops, scarcely able to believe what he's seeing.
Mike, is that?
Sorry it took so long, pal. There was a lot of wood to go through.
Mike's hands are covered with splinters and band-aids.
You know, it only works if you have every piece.
The door is clearly missing a piece. Sullivan looks down to his clipboard where the sliver of Boo's door is taped. Sullivan fits the piece into the door. It fits perfectly. The red light above the door glows. Mike smiles and steps aside. Sullivan reaches for the doorknob. Interior, booze room, day. The door opens. Sullivan's nervous face is hit with light as he scans the room.
Boo?
Kitty.
Sullivan smiles. Fade out.
All right. Thank you guys again for watching our show and hearing about these great causes. We hope you join us in October for our reading of Hocus Pocus. If you want to be an actor on our team or have any charities or causes you're passionate about and want us to support, please send us an email at actforonelife@gmail.com. You can also follow us on Instagram at actforonelife. Thank you to Kim and Mary for joining us today. And a huge thank you and shout out to our phenomenal team of actors. Would anybody like to say anything? And good job, guys.
I just want to say thank you to all the actors here that are involved. Thank you to everyone who's watching. We have so much fun doing this. And again, thank you for coming to learn about these organizations and how they help children and their families. And we hope to see you next time.
I love that. If I could actually have all the actors come on so we can give everybody a round of applause, that was amazing. Everybody did so good. I am so appreciative to all the actors, to everybody that's been watching, for us to have this time together to be able to act and also I think amazing. And I feel so lucky to have all of you guys on this team. You really are incredible. And I'm just so excited for everybody to watch this performance because it was just so great and so funny. But yeah, I had so much fun. Thank you guys. Does anybody else want to say anything? No? Well, thank you guys for watching. It was a blast. Remember, you can still click the link in our bio if you want to check out the other organizations. Even if you don't or can't donate, remember, just learning about these organizations and causes is so important. And share, tell somebody about them. Share the links and just be more aware of the things that are going on because it helps so much. Thanks, guys, and we'll see you next time.
And check out Act for One Life on Instagram for more info on the Hocus Pocus reading in October.
Yes.